What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank y'all for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I'm your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's going on, y'all? What's up, friends? What's up, family? What's up, everybody that's inside of the chat? What's happening? I see you, DJ Ace. Tam Speaks, your car. Mr. Walker, Chris Cunningham, Azriel, Pint for Pint. Let me see what else we got popping. Treese, what up, Treese? What up, Shakur Nash? Mr. Booth, what's happening? Loso Way, Jesse Xavier. Who else we got in the building? Chadford Morris, what's happening? K Cooper, I love you. Beans Greens. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Big Suggs, Vito Royale, what up, what up, what up? What's happening? TM Speaks, I appreciate you. Bailey Ann, what up though? Unij, you seen my car on a reel. Yeah, I was out in the streets a little bit. Greg AB says, dang, you already up, big bro? Hey, Dunn, what up, though? Kenyana, what up? I see the black shirts. What a show it will be. The black shirt just mean that I want to be comfortable. Actually, you want to know the truth. This is my problem, first of all. My problem is that I'm too transparent and I'm too honest. That has probably been my problem. I love you too, K. Cooper. That's probably been my problem the entire time that I've been on the internet, is that I'm too honest. You want to know why I am wearing a black t-shirt today? I will tell you. It is less complicated than you think, but it is more realistic when it comes to how we operate as a people and as a society. And it also should remind you that we all just normal people. It's kind of a conversation I was having at a car meet that I was at yesterday. The reason why I am wearing a black t-shirt is because it gives me the opportunity to wear my bag chaser's hat, because I do not have a shave on my head right now. I just had to get in the shower. None of this is lined up. My hair is growing back like crazy. And so I said, well, listen, if I wear an AD shirt, then that means I got to be more professional and I can't wear a hat. But if I wear a black t-shirt, then I can wear a hat that allows for me not to have to be accountable for the fact that I didn't shave my head this morning. Truth. I hate that I'm so honest. I hate that I'm so transparent. I hate it. Honestly, I hate it. But, you know, Wednesday nights, they a little tough because you stream until 2:30 in the morning, and then you got to get up, brush your teeth. You got to get prepared for the show. You got to make sure that stuff is out. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I always got on. You can see the lining. You can see the lining in my shirt. Always got on the undershirt. Always wear an undershirt no matter what. Always. But honestly, that's wise because computers was updating this morning. And I'm like, I'm not going to not start the show on the 9 o'clock hour. And so you just kind of jump in the shower really quickly. And you just always press for time, bro. It seemed like you always press for time. That's really what it comes down to. Time. Life is about the amount of time that you need to do the things that you really need to do. That's really what it comes down to. Straight up. Time, man. It's crazy. So, you know, you try to figure it out. But anyways, what else is happening, family? What else is going on, friends? What we doing? It's Thursday, July 9th. It's my brother's birthday. I actually texted him this morning. And I need to see what's going on. I'm going to call him, but I don't want to call him on the stream. You know, sometimes you just want to kind of keep stuff between family. Everything ain't, I mean, even though I live my entire life like an open book. Shout out to my little bro, my youngest brother. Birthday today. Shout out to him. The reason why I know that immediately that it's his birthday, soon as July 9th hit, is it's the first words that he was able to say when he didn't know his name, he didn't know nothing, but he knew his birthday. Like, what's your name? July 9th, 1988. I love little bro. He a good person. He genuinely is a good person, man. Genuinely is a good person. Shout out to you, little bro. Happy birthday, man. I love you. Love you forever. Always gonna make sure that you're taken care of, too. Ain't that what big bros supposed to do? Make sure their little bros is always taken care of no matter how old y'all get? I thought that's how it worked. Who was that said, I'm a very much a private person? Azriel. You know what? Believe it or not, Azriel. Believe it or not, Azriel, I'm very much a private person also. What's up, V. Nicole? You know you my baby girl. If it wasn't for the internet, if it wasn't for the amount of money and helping y'all and the bag chasers and all of that stuff, I wouldn't even be on the internet, man. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. If it wasn't for content, if it wasn't for this being my business, I would not be on the internet. Straight up and down. I don't understand people that are on the internet for clout. Like there's no purpose attached to it. I don't get that. That baffles me to my core. Baffles me to my core. Hey, chat, before we get started with the show, let me get y'all opinion on something real quick, all right? So, I got a question. Some people may be familiar with it, but I'm trying not to let my ego become a part of it. And so I want to get y'all opinion on something. And then we're going to go ahead and hit y'all with the first thing that we talking about. All right, so listen closely. I'm about to go to my DMs because I got to read something to y'all. I'm going to try to paraphrase it, but I'll get there. I did a reaction video to a woman that was at a Chris Brown concert. And she got pissed at me because, I get people that get mad at me all the time because they like, oh, you got such a big platform, whatever, blah, 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 right? And she like, oh my God, people are contacting me. Whatever. So let me read y'all a little bit of the DM. It's long. She wrote me she wrote me so much. All of this is in a DM, right? So I'm gonna just paraphrase it really quickly for y'all. I'm requesting that I'm gonna just give you the cliff notes because I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Requesting that you remove the video. You use my likeness and content while adding false and defamatory commentary. Blah, 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 blah. But here's the part that kind of pissed me off. If this content is not removed immediately, I will explore all available legal remedies, including potential claims for defamation and any other applicable causes of action. Now remember, whenever I react to a video, I'm reacting to something that they said, okay? They said. Then she hits me with an ultimatum. I'm giving you the opportunity to correct this by removing the video and ceasing further publication. Blah, 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 right? Then she hits me. Then I don't respond. Then she hits me again. Then I don't respond. Then she makes the accusation that I blocked her from commenting on my YouTube. Baby girl, I get 7 million views every 48 hours. 8 million views every 48 hours. I promise you, I'm not trying to block you from commenting on my YouTube. Long story short, I finally respond and I say, here's my phone number, give me a call. And let me tell you why I do that. Because I'm a very nice person. It is fair use. I don't have to do nothing. And if you want to go down that path, you're going to be embarrassed, right? I'm a very nice person. The problem with this whole situation is when you approach me with threats, when you approach me with either or, I'm a normal person as far as my everyday interactions and stuff, but I'm not a regular person when it comes to what you think this is. It's kind of a similar situation when I was on the phone with the guy from the shop, and he was like, "Yeah, I could pursue all legal remedies," and I was like, and saner heads prevail usually, and I was like, "Listen, bro, you don't really know me like that, and you should probably just let's just handle this amicably, and I don't want to do all of that extra, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to." Let's just have a conversation. So my goal, because I'm not about to write, I don't text, I don't do none of that stuff. So essentially, I'm like, yo, give me a call, because I wanted to just have a conversation to understand where she's coming from. Because usually if somebody send me an email or if somebody send me a message and they say, hey, man, I messed up or I said some stuff online, I regret it a little bit, and I shouldn't, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I don't want this to affect me personally. I'll remove it. Because I'm just a nice person. I'm not tripping about it. I ain't trying to get nobody jammed up. But at the same time, you can't tell me what I can and can't say on my platform as a commentary about what you posted. So essentially, she was at the Chris Brown concert with her man. She's married. She got it posted on her Instagram that Chris Brown, her husband, was there when Chris Brown came and picked her out of the audience, and then he did whatever it is that they did on stage. I commented and I'm like, yo, this is wild. This is crazy. I would never, ever, ever allow for my chick to do something like this, and it's embarrassing. But anyway, so she hit me with all of this, and then she finally hit me with, she sent me another message after I said, give me a call. I said, give me a call. She said, I'd rather talk via messages because I prefer to keep our communication in writing so we both have a clear record of what's being discussed. And then she goes on to say a bunch of other stuff, right? So here's my dilemma. The Detroit in me is saying, F what you talking about. It's going to stay up because don't nobody tell me what to do. And you should have approached me more amicably and we could have figured this out. The Millionaire Morning Show Anton is saying, it doesn't really matter about your ego. This is a completely irrelevant situation. Don't let your ego stop you from doing what you would have done if somebody would have approached you amicably. You understand what I'm saying? Well, here's the thing, King DL. I don't respond. So if you say you agree with the message, email communication for the record, none of your records don't mean nothing. If we just want to keep it 100, I don't even respond. Your records mean absolutely nothing to me. You have no case, If you really wanted to pursue this, I'd destroy you in every single way, fashion, form. And I could go way further if I really wanted to. But again, here's my dilemma. The first side of it is you posted this, you had this commentary, I reacted to it. And F you, because if you come to me on some tough guy talk, then it's up. The 44-year-old business person in me is saying it's the same thing as if you experience something on the street. Somebody approach you on some nonsense. Are you willing to put your ego down and walk away in order to make this an easier transition process and just divest yourself? Look at it as though the person actually came to you amicably and always think logically, right? So I slept on it. I did. I slept on it last night. And what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to remove it simply because I think that it's the logical thing. That's what logical Anton would do. Detroit Anton, that got ego, is saying, man, I can't believe this chick thought that she could talk to me like this. I need to show her a lesson. But she's one of 9 billion, 8.5 billion people on the earth, right? No, AD, just the other day, the other guy asked nicely and you didn't take the video down. Yeah, but he was disrespecting Jesus. And so I have a personal he had already talked negatively about the church. And so I felt like I had to get some get back for Jesus. That's a little bit different of a situation. You got to own that, big dog. You got to own that. If you go in and you start defaming a church, and I have a special place in my heart for the clergy, because a lot of these places and a lot of these people actually do some great things. It's hard. It's hard for me because the only reason he said that is because I made him go viral, right? You disrespect the clergy. That ain't even got nothing to do with me personally. That got something to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And you followed up with it and you doubled down. And it wasn't until I stepped in that you decided that you wanted to move a little bit differently. I need to and I offered him to have a conversation also. He just didn't accept. So that's a different conversation. But I say all this to say, and again, I always like to be transparent with my thoughts. I say all this to say that because the ego in me is saying I don't want her to think that she really got one up on me. But the logical person in me is that I'm a businessman at the end of the day, and I have to make a decision based off of what makes the most sense of how I would have reacted if somebody would have came to me logically versus letting the ego side of me control it. So what would y'all do? I could take them both down if I really wanted to. What would y'all do? I really did want to let her breathe. And I really did want to. I take videos down all the time. All the time, bro. All the time. Hello? Huh? What precedent? Yeah, but you picking truths is sometimes. Let me mute this. So yeah, all right. Yeah. All right, bye. All right. So I gotta be the example. I gotta be the example. So what I'm gonna do is, again, it doesn't hurt me to go ahead and just do what I thought would be the logical thing to do before all of this popped off. So I am going to um, do it because if I keep going back and forth, that's pure ego talking at that point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna respond. I'm not gonna say, yeah, I did it because of my own reasons. None of that is necessary. We can't let our ego get in the way and control us from what makes the most sense. So, yep. Um, Life. I wonder would it take me under? I don't know. So, um, let me remove that. All right. So, cooler heads prevailed, and life goes on. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Cause I'm not trying to get nobody jammed up on their job. I'm not trying to get nobody messed up on that type of time. She did explain to me what she did for a living. So, and she is married. But let me say this. Let me say this. For all of you guys that's out here, control your hoe. All you guys that's married, this is why women shouldn't really be posting a whole lot of stuff on social media. I'm doing it, but I'm doing it begrudgingly. And I got some advice for all of y'all dudes that got women, that got girls out there that's doing crazy stuff. Control your hoe, bro. I'm not talking to no woman going back and forth with her no more that's married. Tell your man to get in touch with me. I don't talk to women and I don't negotiate with women going forward. Yeah, her husband is on her Instagram. He on there too. Y'all better get y'all chicks in line. Y'all better tell y'all girls to shut up and get don't get out of pocket. Because if y'all girls start contacting me over some stuff that they posting on the internet, it's control your chick, bro. Control your chicks and get y'all chicks in order. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. I don't have anything more to say. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. And I have a soft spot in my heart for women, but these unruly women, boy, she already embarrassed you and was on stage with Chris Brown, and you up there saying, "Chris, be careful with my girl." Control your chick. You know what I'm saying? Control your chick. Yeah, he was happy that his girl got Chris Brown. This is why I like being able to have a 4 hour show because I could take my time and cook up and give my thoughts and think things through. Hey, that's my wife, Chris. Hey, that's my wife, Chris. But she is a mom. She is a mom. We just gonna leave it there. We gonna leave it there. We know these types, fellas. Sometimes it's better just to walk away for their sake. I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for you and your family. You owe me. Tell your girl she owe me, bro. You and your girl owe me. I'ma just say that. See, now I'm letting my ego get the best of me. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's continue, y'all. I'm thinking that we're gonna have a good show. It's gonna be nice and family friendly today, and all of this other type of stuff. And I'm like, I'm looking at the messages yesterday, last night, and I'm like, but sleep on it. This is the lesson that I have for you guys. My lesson that I have for y'all today is threefold. The first one, never make an immediate reaction, always sleep on it because saner heads prevail in the morning. The second thing is, it's always better to walk away and be amicable than to let your ego control you, because when your ego control you, you can't think clearly. You're thinking based off of your emotions. We don't make decisions based off of emotions, even if it hurts our ego. We make decisions based off of what makes the most sense for us long term. The third thing is control your hoe. If you don't have no control over your girl, why should I have any more control over myself over your girl? All right? That's the lesson for today. Let me read some of these super chats. I'll forget about it later on today. I won't even remember it. And that's why I'm not going to let my ego get the best of me on this one. Shout out to Mike, that dude. I appreciate you, Mike, that dude. Spencer Campbell, what up, though? I appreciate you, Spencer Campbell. Thank you, Spence. I try to be the example of what we should be as bag chasers. You know what I'm saying? I try to be the example. I'm not trying to be a person that is incentivizing people to go crazy. Wesley Turner says, "Don't take it down. Let her learn the hard way." It ain't about her. It's about me. It's about y'all, to be honest with you. It's about y'all. And the next time that y'all get into a confrontation, the next time that y'all in a disagreement, the next time that y'all interact with a person that you think that you right, and you like, why should I walk away, or why should I be the bigger person? Sometimes, most times, it's better for you to play it the right way. Play it the way that I just played it. Sometimes it's better to play it the way that I just played it. And so I don't want you to sit there and come back and say, yo, Anton, no, but you did it this. No, now you don't have no excuse. And everything in me is saying, destroy her and make a follow-up video. But the same logical part of me said, that don't make sense. Q, the executive suite, Emily says, you always say you can't put the genie back in the bottle. Damage is done. She wanted attention and ended up getting the attention that she wanted. And she still got that up on her Instagram. Shout out to my baby girl, V. Nicole. I appreciate you. Don't remove it, friends. She put her own business out there for the world to see and realize. She made a fool of her husband. She can't pick and choose how people react to things. She wanted the attention and the visibility, and that's what she got. I got to be the bigger person, V. I do. I have to. Saner heads prevailed today. Tomorrow is a new day. Every day, we live it like it's our last. Every day is one day at a time. Thank you, V, for supporting me and holding me down. But, I'm trying to logically do the right thing. Tiffany Monique says, great example. Good morning, bag chasers, and good morning, hashtag him. Hey, make sure y'all tapping into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Shorty, baby, what's your price? If you back it up. Shout out to DJ Ace Productions. Said interlude is Nas, you owe me. Owe me back like you owe your rent. Vito says, I don't like the bigger person. Y'all don't like the bigger person in no situation. Y'all want me to go dark energy on everybody. I don't want to do that, bro. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to live in that same type of mentality. I want to have the mentality of a person that is rich and think richly and has better things to do with their time than me sitting there and going back and forth with an Instagram thought. I love you too, V. The 3L's group says take it down when she take it down off her IG. Nah. I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do the right thing for me. I don't feel better about it right now, but I'm going to hopefully feel better about it in 24 hours. Hey, yo, before I get to this, because I always start off with somebody, a reaction to somebody every day. Before I start off with that, I wake up this morning and so I'm looking on YouTube and I'm scrolling down YouTube and I'm looking at Hot 97 from New York, right? And so I'm looking at Hot 97 from New York and I'm like, they only got 68 viewers on their morning show. 68 viewers on their morning show. I say that because I say this. It is very hard to get 100 people on your live stream. Hot 97 in New York with over 8 million people in New York, and they can't get more than 68 live viewers during their morning show. That's insane. So if you got 100 viewers on your live stream, don't think for not 1 second. Don't think for 1 second that you're not doing well. What's up, Tia Marie? I love you, baby. I ain't seen you in a while. Don't think for 1 second that you're not doing it well. All right? If you're getting more than 100 viewers, if you can get 50 people is a lot of people. 50 people is a lot of people. Remember that, all right? They have 68 viewers. How do you only have 68 viewers and you got 8 million people in New York? That's insane. A woman from Gen X says that these are some of the regrets from a financial perspective. No. I'm not talking about Ebro and them. I'm talking about the people that are on Hot 97 now. I'm not talking about Ebro and Laura and Rosenberg. I'm talking about whoever it is Mero, whatever they got going on over at Hot 97. Jeez, I'm like, what is wrong? This show is dead. Woman says that she has some financial regrets and there's some things that she wish she would have done differently. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Let's get to it, y'all.
Hey, y'all. So I wanted to talk today about kind of my 5 financial regrets, mistakes that we have made, I guess you could say, over the past 25 years. Maybe actually 30 years, for 30 plus years, for as long as we've been really working in a professional environment. So number one, and I've talked about a few of these throughout, but number one, not really understanding Roths. And, when we were making below the thresholds for Roths, we easily could have added some to those and, kept them going and that kind of thing. Kind of what we're having our kids do now. But we didn't. And I regret that. Saving early as much as you can would have really helped us now, obviously. But, hindsight's 20/20. And
A lot of people feel like they got a lot more time than they really do, and it passes you by quickly. And next thing you know, you're behind the eight ball, and you don't have the type of money that you need to have, considering where you are in your life. And a lot of people neglect the ability to invest in themselves early, often, and automate the process. And you live to regret it, because when you start doing the calculations of how much money you missed out on from an investment perspective because you were so focused on living a lifestyle or saying, well, maybe I'll do it later on in life, you never really do. And you develop a habit, and you never really cross that threshold. I can't tell you how many people have kept saying to me, "Yeah, man, I'm a do it as soon as I do this." Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna take care of that as soon as I do this, and they never do. They never do. They never take care of it. They never fix it. They never invest. They never achieve their dream. And when it comes to investments and money, time is on your side the earlier that you get involved. And the more that you automate the process, the better off you're going to be. Making those early decisions in your life, or decisions now, and I'm not even going to say early, but decisions now, it is going to determine what your lifestyle is going to be later. Every time. Every time. I was at the car meet yesterday, me and my daughter, and I was talking to her friends, and I was talking to the young people, and they was all just standing around me, asking me questions, and they was just peppering me with questions. They kept hitting me with questions. Oh man, so what would I do with this? How would I do this from an investment perspective or whatever? And her friends was just all of her friends was just around me, and they came for the cars because it was a dope car meet. They came for the cars, but they just stayed up under me, and they stayed on me, and they was just asking me every question that you can ask. They asked me about real estate. They asked me about money. They asked me about investments. They asked me about content. They asked me about everything. And I just kept beating it into them. And I'm just like, yo, forget what people are talking about you. The women gonna be there. This gonna be there. The friends gonna be there. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Make the investment early and be consistent. And even if it don't seem like it's paying off, even if you seem like, man, it's taking me a lot of time to get traction, when it hit, when it start rolling, it roll. It roll. It really does.
You don't know. I mean, and all of these things, if I had known then what I know now,
Most people don't even know what a Roth is. A Roth IRA, most people don't even know what a Roth IRA is. They don't even know what the thresholds are. We so busy concerned about whether or not we can buy baby hairs from Asian stores, but very few people know what a Roth is. Very few people know what a 401k Roth is. Very few people understand the thresholds that you can invest. Very few people even know what the thresholds are as far as how much you can make and how much you need to write off. Very few people know about homesteading. Very few people know about, you know, writing off the interest of what you pay for your student loans, all of that type of stuff. Very few people actually understand it, and very few people are interested in learning or trying to understand it to make more money and to invest more and to run it up.
yeah, that's regret, mistake, etc. Okay, so number one, Roths. Number two, 529s. Once we started having kids, we didn't put any money away for college. So whether it was through a 529 or an UTMA or whatever we could have used to even put $100 a month in, that would have really helped. But we didn't. Wish we had. Number three,
Let me stop there. 529s is basically a way for you to continue to save for college for your children. I think that that's one of the worst things that people do. Not invest in a 529, but not investing in a 529, not investing in their children's future. People think that just because you reach 18 that, oh, okay, you on your own now. When people don't invest in their children, when I see people that do okay in life, right? Work their jobs, do okay, make a decent amount of money, solidly middle class, and then their children have to take out student loans, breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Y'all kids going off to college and having to take out student loans breaks my heart. I don't care what you do and to invest to make sure that your kids um I think Trump accounts are smart. I think that Trump people getting mad at the fact that they say Trump, but Trump accounts are incredibly smart and you basically getting free money. Why would you not get free money? But that's Trump derangement syndrome. Trump derangement syndrome. They're basically giving you money towards your kid's college if you get a Trump account for your child, and people are neglecting to put themselves in a position to benefit from it because they feel some type of way about Trump because it said Trump on it. Yeah, I don't care if it said an Obama account. I don't care if it was a Kamala Harris account. Free money is free money. What do you mean? Why wouldn't you get a Trump account? Let me look at the details. I want to make sure that I'm speaking to this authentically. It's legally known because the Trump account is literally the nickname of it. It's a 530A IRA. It's a tax advantage investment account designed to jumpstart wealth building for children under 18. Launched in July 2026 under the Big Beautiful Bill Act, it helps families secure their children's financial future through long-term stock market exposure. Primary benefits is that you get a $1,000 federal deposit. U.S. citizens born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028 automatically receive a one-time $1,000 seed deposit from the U.S. Treasury upon parental enrollment. Why would you not give your kid $1,000 right off the bat? And they got multiple different reasons why you should invest in it. Parents, employers can contribute up to $2,500 annually per child. Flexible funding. Anybody can pitch into the account with an annual limit of $5,000. No income requirement. Tax advantages. It grows completely tax deferred during childhood, which means that there's no capital gain taxes that are owed as the balance accumulates. Legally capped fees. Long-term financial flexibility, penalty-free exceptions. Why wouldn't you give your kid this? That way, they don't have to have student loans. They'll be okay. They'll be able to pursue higher education and be able to run up a bag. But because people are so Trump deranged, they'll sit there and say, oh man, no, F Trump. No, you saying F your kid. You're saying F your kid. I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. I don't care what you are. Why wouldn't you take advantage of what's best for your child? There's advantages that, but see, they'll say, oh man, it's only the rich people are able to take advantage of it. Only this and that, whatever, so on and so forth. Man, if you don't do what's best for you and your family, if you don't go and get the bag as a result of it, why wouldn't you do it? It's free money. It's free money. One of the best decisions that I ever made was investing for my daughter, into my daughter, and I continued to put money up for her every single month since the day that she was born. And in addition to that, I made her put up 25% of everything that she ever got: birthday money, allowance. Skylar Jones says, listen what Skylar Jones says. I can deposit in an account for my child, don't need a Trump account. It wasn't that cut and dry, which is why I denied it. It's not about you depositing 1,000. They deposit 1,000 on behalf of your child for just having the account. It's an enrollment 1,000. It's not about you taking your 1,000 and putting it into it. It's about you taking advantage of them giving your child $1,000 for enrolling. They're trying to incentivize more children to not be able to depend on student loans and have student loan debt when they turn 18. Are y'all listening? Didn't trust it. It's in Congress approved it. It's in you. Okay. But see, this is what I say, y'all. This is what I tell y'all all the time. It don't matter the amount of information that's why the Patreon, it has to be a barrier to entry to get into the Patreon, because you cannot make anybody do anything. You can't convince or make anybody do anything. They are going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. The only thing that you can do is to give them the information, and then you take advantage of whatever makes sense for you. Don't try to convince people of nothing. I'm not about to convince nobody of nothing. Cool. Do what you want to do. Have fun.
I think thinking we needed a bigger home. We had a starter home. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but I felt like we needed a separate guest room. And so we got a bigger home. I wish we had just stayed in that home. I think eventually we would have gotten a bigger home at some point, but that initial moving from the first to the second home, I think was a mistake.
I agree with her. A lot of times people buy more home than they need instead of staying in a home that's best for them. And a lot of times that also come along with keeping up with the Joneses, or feeling like you have to have societal pressure to do something that everybody else does. You don't. You don't. You genuinely don't. You don't need more. You don't have to have bigger. You have to have something that's right for you. Right for you. Going out to La Jolla and staying in some of those houses that cost $14-15 million. I looked at it and I said, this is nice, but if you stay in it for about a week, you realize this is nice for the moment. I'm not willing to spend $14 million to live over here. I don't feel like I need to meet the expectations of what everybody else is doing in order to be happy within myself. Anton is going to operate based off of what makes sense for Anton's budget. I don't, and I will not do anything financially based off of peer pressure, but instead I'm going to do it based off of what makes the most sense for me. I don't need 10 bedrooms, 18 bathrooms. You got it. And for anybody that does it, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't do it, but if you do it for the wrong reasons, you will end up regretting it.
Should not have done that. Number 4, lifestyle creep. We definitely had times where we felt like we needed to keep up with the Joneses. So whether it was,
It's very rare that people admit that they actually did stuff because they were influenced by other people. Very few people want to admit that they are influenced in a negative way, because there's nothing wrong with being influenced if you're being influenced to do the right thing. But very few people are willing to admit that they did it because a neighbor did it. They did it because somebody else did it. All of that. Very few people are willing to admit that.
you're having a paid off car and thinking, oh, we don't like that. We don't like driving a station wagon anymore. Let's go get an SUV with a third row. Or there was no need to get it. Cars were paid off. We still only had 2 kids, still only had 1 dog at the time. So there was no need to do it. But we kind of felt like we needed to upgrade our life. And we we really didn't. And so I would say the whole keeping up with the Joneses thing, oh, they're going on vacation. What are we going to do for our vacation? They're going to Europe. Oh, maybe we should go to Europe. So, that whole thing, that comparison, that was definitely number four.
Most people, this is probably going to be the hardest thing to overcome. The hardest thing to overcome is to have discipline enough to say, you know what? I don't know if that's going to benefit me. You know what? I don't know if that's going to make sense for me at the time. You know what? I see everybody else doing it, but I'm not going to do it because this is not going to be helpful for me. That's hard. It's hard for me. It's hard for me. It's hard sometimes to watch. I mean, I can't tell you how many times throughout my lifetime. Back when I was younger, I seen a bunch of people going to party and stuff like that, and I knew that I needed to stay locked in and not go out and party because I needed to study and stuff like that, and it was hard, but I did it, and in the end, I won. It's hard sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You're seeing everybody else going to do certain things and you can do it or you want to do it. Seeing people finance stuff that don't make sense, seeing people do stuff that don't make sense, going to the spots that don't make sense, getting more than you need because everybody else is doing it sometimes because you are a product of your environment. You are. That's how you know, honestly, that you've truly become a real adult is when you're able to walk away from the things that everybody else is doing comfortably, that you don't have to convince yourself. Hey, man, everybody going to do this, everybody going to do that. Yeah, I know. I feel you. I feel you. Word. After the car meet yesterday, people was going to certain spaces. I can't tell you how many people walked up to me and said, hey, bro, um, you want to do a rolling 60 or rolling 60 meaning that, you want to do a race where you're rolling at 60 miles per hour and then you take off, or, to do certain things or whatever like that. Cause I love racing culture and all of that street racing. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm straight, big dog. All right, man, I appreciate you, man. Man, I don't know who you are, man. You probably a cop. Hello? What up? Chillin', chillin'. I'm on a live stream. Let me call you right back. All right. I cannot tell you how many times or how many people walk up to you, want you to do stuff, want you to get into certain situations. You know what I'm saying? And it's not ideal. It doesn't make sense. It's not gonna play out well for you. And so I always err on the side of caution. I always do the thing that's best for me. I'm not getting involved with none of that foolishness, bro. No, I don't want to do a rolling 60. I'm cool. That's how we see people jump up on these. I wind up doing a reaction and they say, yeah, man, they got into an accident and this person is getting sued, or this person got to do some jail time because they was a part of it. And nope. 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 If you want to race, because I see your car, right? I see what you're rocking. If you want to race, honestly, you know what we can do? We can actually go to the track. We can go to the track. We don't have to I don't street race no more. I go to the track. Oh, you don't want to go to the track? All right, cool. Well, then ain't nothing popping. Cause my head is on a swivel and I'm not gonna be influenced or impacted by what y'all got going on, bro. I'm not about to get caught up in what you doing. You think that's cute. I didn't make it to 44 and be successful by making bad decisions. You want to go to Milan? You don't want to go to, okay, well, cool. Cool. And usually you can neg them out by saying a number that you know that they can't swing. And it didn't even make sense because he's like, what did he have? He had a did he have a McLaren? Yeah, he said, yeah, that's his car over there. He said he had a McLaren. And then I said, all right. So I want to hear what he got to say. So I say, he said, you want to race? I said, he said, you want to do a rolling 60? So I said the opposite. I said, usually I do a quarter mile. No, man, I don't want to do. Okay, yeah, we can do. So you want to do a quarter mile, and I'm running this, and I just seen what's in your car, and I'm running 907 minimally, all wheel drive. No, I ain't gonna get into the race talk, right? So then I said, all right, what you want to run for? You want to do it for $500? I said, I don't run for no less than 5,000. Oh man. So you could throw them off. You know what I'm saying? You can throw them off a lot of times by saying something that you know that they can't run. Hey man, he said he want to race you over there and such and such. So all right, what do you want to race for? He said he could do up to 1,000. I don't run it for no less than 7,500. Oh man, y'all could pull y'all money together. Pull your money together and let's figure it out. No, okay, leave me alone. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Not about to run a $500,000 car against that POS. Don't make sense. The maintenance on my car costs $2,000. Hey man, you want to run? Hey man, you want to run? Nope. And then, so they find me on Instagram. Hold on. You know, I don't cap. I know a lot of times people always like to say that, hey man, you no, I don't cap. I never cap. Hey, want to run a roll race tonight? I don't cap. I don't cap. Ever. Every story that you hear me tell is real in real life. Following me up on the DM. Man, what you texting me? What kind of nonsense is that? You don't text when you get into a street race. You know how that's evidence. Why is you texting me? Do I want to roll a race? What are you talking about? No. No. Even if the answer was yes, now is no. Talking about. Get off my Instagram, bro. Not about to race you. What kind of cop behavior is this? Is this what y'all doing in 2026?
And then number 5 is kind of a regret, but it kind of led us to where we are now. Is
You funny, Ike.
back in the 1990s, both my husband and I, we were working in Silicon Valley. We were in the hubbub of the whole .com bubble. We didn't pay any attention to it, which, looking back, that was a good thing because we didn't make any investment changes or anything. However, it was a bad thing because we didn't make any investment changes. So as companies were going down, like we were there. I remember sitting in my cube at my company, and I remember someone telling me about this new company called Google and how they were going to go IPO. And I was so focused on using my ESPP money for a trip to Europe. So, yes, it was great that we really just kept our heads down during the 1990s, 2000s.
I'm actually thinking about getting a sim racer. You know, the little, the not the little, but you know how you actually had the screens wrapped around you, kind of, sort of, and you got the seats. And I'm thinking about throwing one in the studio, throwing a sim racer over there.
Whenever we had those
How much are they? Somebody hit me off in the chat. Tell me how much the simulation racers are.
downturns, and we just kept investing, but we were only investing, 10, 15%. And so
Max, listen, y'all. Adjust your budget. You won't even feel it after a couple months. Max out, right? When I say max out, I ain't gonna deep dive into it too much, but make sure that you hit the max every single year when you doing your investments.
if we would have
15,000. Is that how much they are? 15,000 relentless.
known then what those downturns would have meant to our future, we could have been a lot further ahead, but we didn't do it. So, but we also didn't do it because we were clueless and we didn't sell anything, so we didn't panic. So that one's, is that a mistake? Maybe it wasn't, don't know. So yeah, so those are the 5 kind of financial mistakes or regrets that I have. And again, it's not like, oh, I wish I had bought Apple at, whatever, or I wish, because those are constant. But I meant like kind of lifestyle, life, financial regrets, not individual stocks or anything like that. So anyway, let me know yours. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I think she's very smart and she's giving really good advice. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that probably won't listen to her or won't hear her because a lot of times people don't listen to people and they just keep doing whatever it is that they want to do. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. I got one. I'm big on gaming. It costs 5,000 and 10,000 depending on the setup. So 10 to 15 get you a decent sim setup. Really? Is that what they cost? Let me put it up. Entry level starter rig, between 5 and 2,500. Whether you're building a starter, I gotta build it myself. I don't want to build it. I want it to come in and I just want to jump on. I want to also be able to fly. You know what I'm saying? Advanced direct drive system. Expect entry level gear, wheel pedals and stand that started around 500. Premium lifelike hardware and motion cockpits then easily exceed 10,000. Mid-range setup. High end can cost you about 15,000. Higher tier systems with like Simagic or Fanatic cost 1,000 to 2,000 just for the control hardware. So basically, if I put up about 15,000, between 15 and 20, I can get the best. Is that what y'all telling me? Somebody got a 50,000 rig, $50,000 rig. Is it that deep? Jesus. People taking this junk serious. That's how you know you ain't got nothing better to do with your money. Good God. People spending 50,000 on a rig? Take it down when she take it down off her IG, says 3LS. Wesley Turner says, I feel you, but she cucked her husband in front of thousands. I'm more mad at him than her. I don't care what they do. I ain't even thinking about them no more. Sly White says your grace stops her from learning the lesson. That's for her. But see, here's the thing, Sly. That's her husband's responsibility, not me. He the one that's going to get hurt. He the one that's out there looking like a fool. He the one that's out there looking like a simp. I'm not. Why do I got to teach your chick a lesson and I don't even get nothing from it? I charge people to teach lessons. V. Nicole says she's going to talk all kind of ish when you take it down and piss you off all over again. I'm not gonna see it. People talk about me all the time. I don't even see it, V. I ain't tripping about it. That's ego. Tia Marie says, hey, D, I love you. Keep living richly in wealth and health and keep being authentically you. That's what makes you so date great. Hashtag Team Earthy always win. What's up, Tia? What up, T? Trump derangement syndrome is very real. People really dumb as F. Shout out to Leno. Long Way ENT says, you can't start living until you're rich. I don't know about that. I think that's wrong. You can start living. Philly says, I'm late to the stream, but I'm celebrating life today. Myself, 40 years around the sun. Definitely appreciate you, fam. Bless him. Oh, man, you got the same birthday as my brother. Happy birthday, big dog. That is not for me to teach her a lesson. I be trying to tell Fa all the time. I be trying to convince Fa. And I say, Fa, you got to do this. You got to do this. You can't worry about what's going on around you. You can't worry about this. You got to stay focused. And Fa don't be wanting to listen. Then he have to learn the lesson the hard way. Y'all need to jump into the Patreon. Link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat. All right. I want to get into a couple local stories before I get into Trump and then before I get into a bunch of other stuff. I want to talk about generative AI later on in the show. Russia has 1.4 million casualties, probably more. Walmart digital price tags. Operation Hardball. Some of y'all may not know about that. It ain't what you think it is. And then obviously I want to talk about Trump going off on trading with Spain, Iran. But before we get to that, before we get to any of that, we got to go local and we got to talk about the things that's happening in the streets. All right. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
3 men in masks with high-powered rifles and murder on their minds roll into a Pleasant Grove strip center June 9th and kill an innocent man who was running from their gunfire. I'm Clarice Tinsley. Police know Myron Henry was not their target, but don't know why they took aim at him. Fox 4 Sean Rabb has the surveillance video and the detective who needs your help.
We are outside the Bruton Food Mart. We're at Masters and Bruton, 2015 North Masters. Detective Casey Shelton, Dallas homicide, where Myron Henry, innocent man, lost his life June 9th. What happened here, sir?
So on June 9th, in the evening time, about 6:30, 6:45, Mr. Henry was sitting along the glass next to the food mart, minding his own business, living life, doing his own thing. Just a good person. And then about 6:20, an individual that we found on video that's unmasked. He's just wearing white shirt, dark shorts, sneakers, and it looks like he has his mask on his head. He jumps the fence over here about the concrete in the fence.
Yes, sir.
Walks right past Mr. Henry. Doesn't even pay attention to him. Comes over here, looks, leaves. 20 minutes later, the suspect vehicle, which is a Jeep Grand Cherokee, okay, comes down the alley on this side of the concrete wall and stops just around the corner. 2 of the evil men that were in that vehicle get out, run around the corner with masks on, with semi-automatic rifles, run right past Mr. Henry, who's still sitting here. They come around the corner, they start shooting their semi-automatic rifles towards people. Okay, they strike somebody and he lives. Well, when Mr. Henry hears the gunfire from the video we see, all right, he jumps up and he starts running back towards the back of the store. The individual that we saw first without his mask, now he's rounding the corner, all right, with his mask on, and he's got a rifle. As he's coming around the corner, he sees Mr. Henry and directly shoots at him, all right, with his semi-automatic rifle. Just murders him for no reason. Mr. Henry falls between 2 vehicles. About the time he falls, these 2 evil men come, as they're running back, they see what transpired, and one of them turns his rifle and shoots at Mr. Henry.
There are 3 men, but one of them we see clearly with no mask on.
That's correct.
Look, let me ask you, is it clear enough, the video clear enough in your opinion, Detective Shelton, that if you know him, you'll know him?
It's pretty clear.
All right, let me stop right now. First of all, welcome to the world's dumbest criminals. I know exactly why they killed him. This is not rocket science. If you've watched any popular culture movie, if you've lived in the hood for any amount of time, you know exactly why he got killed. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he was a witness. This is in Texas. I believe it's in Dallas, Texas. Dallas, Fort Worth, and Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove. All right. Pleasant Grove. So this is in Texas, in the Dallas, Fort Worth area. All right. The reason why they killed him is because he was a witness. That's why. That's the only reason. It wasn't because he did nothing wrong. It was because he woke up that day and he decided to sit out by the store and do his thing and chill and play with the rocks that's on the ground and maybe smoke a cigarette or something. The only reason that they killed him is because he was there to witness and be able to say or talk to detectives, and that's why they killed him. It wasn't just because he was an innocent bystander. Yes, he was an innocent bystander, but it was because he happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time when they decided to go and roll out on their ops. Nope, they didn't rob the store. They went out to go and kill some people, and they hit some people. But here's the tripped out part about it. They hit some people, but they didn't kill the people that they was actually going to kill. But they killed the innocent bystander that didn't have anything to do with whatever it is that they got going on. You will not see Ben Crump show up. You're not going to see Al Sharpton. You're not going to see D.L. Hughley talk about it. You're not going to see black people have a conversation about it. Hell, you're not even going to see people have a conversation about this situation on social media and do a deep dive and say, hey, man, we need to find out who this killer is. You're not going to see people figure out what this is. You're not going to see any of it at all. You know why? Because nobody cares about this random man that just got killed by his ops for just being at the wrong place at the wrong time and not being a witness. Now, these guys are so dumb that he came back to kill. He got the mask on his head. He goes out and this idiot decides that he wants to come back with the exact same effing outfit on to go and ride on their ops. So now he on surveillance. He's on surveillance. The cars were stolen. Of course, they steal Jeeps. Jeeps are very easy to steal. The cars are stolen. But this dude walking by with a mask on, I don't know. And I said this the other day. I said, bro, it's hard. It's very hard to get away with crime if people want to catch you, and if they think that the crime is deep enough, if they really want to catch you, they will catch you. If they really want to catch you, they will catch you. Real talk. But again, world's dumbest criminals, and somebody, an innocent bystander, has to die as a result of it. Somebody has to die as a result of it because you wanted to be gangsters. And again, this is why you keep your head on the swivel. This is why you keep your head on the swivel. So let me do this. We did some reconstruction. We leveraged technology in order to get a better view of what we're dealing with. If anybody has seen this guy, this is around a little bit of what he looks like. If anybody has seen this guy or somebody that looks like him in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, call the police. Make sure you get in touch with the police. If anybody has seen this guy in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area, make sure you call the police and get in touch, because we don't want to let crime go unpunished. We don't want to let crime go unpunished. We want to make sure that we bring the people to justice, and we want to make sure that the man's family, that's why, yeah, Dallas is wild. Fort Worth is wild. All of this stuff is wild. If you see this gentleman and his compadres and his friends and his family, or somebody that looks like him, make sure you call the police. Make sure you get in touch with the people that, you know, that can bring this to justice, and spread the word. I don't want to let crime go unpunished. I'm not the person that's going to think that, you know, I'm not the person that believes in letting this junk fly, right? I believe that all criminals need to be held accountable, okay? Standing in front of the Acura. All right? Standing in front of the Acura. That's what the Acura looked like. That's what he looked like. And that's what we need to do. All right? Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Because I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of innocent people. And see, nobody cares about the innocent person. They only care about protecting the YNs. Thank God they dumb enough to actually walk past the surveillance camera. Thank God they dumb enough to walk past the surveillance camera. Kids is killing kids. Everybody killing each other. It's so dumb. So dumb. Again, but we gotta cover these type of stories. But we're not done. We're not done. I need to bring somebody else. Thank you, Perp. I appreciate you. Per peso, I appreciate you. But we're not done, ladies and gentlemen. So we do need to address some more things that is happening inside of the culture. Unfortunately. Oh, well, let me play the rest of this video before we go over to the next thing. Give me a second.
Somebody knows who this is, and they're going to recognize him from the video.
How can folks get at you, Detective Casey Shelton?
They can reach me directly at 214-283-4900. They can call or text that number, or...
That's the number. That's the email for you guys to be able to contact whoever it is that you need to contact to track down these killers and get these monsters off the street. All right? Wanted to make sure that I put that up there too. We gotta bring one more thing to the front of the congregation before we start the deep dive and get serious about what's happening. I think that this is very interesting also.
A disagreement between two Arlington General Motors workers ended with a shooting in a parking lot.
Police say 26-year-old Larry Hines called 911 after the shooting and told dispatchers he was involved. He's now charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Fox 4's Amelia Jones has more on this entire investigation so far. Amelia.
Steve, Heather, Arlington police say officers found a firearm inside 26-year-old Larry Hines' apartment. They also shared Hines and the victim knew each other. They both worked the overnight shift at the GM plant and were leaving work when the shooting happened. An Arlington police squad car remains parked out front of the General Motors assembly plant in Arlington after a shooting Tuesday morning. Around 6:30 a.m., Arlington police say 2 employees leaving the overnight shift got into a verbal argument that escalated when one pulled out a gun and fired multiple times. A 24-year-old man was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
While we were out there responding and working to get him to the hospital, we received a 911 call from a man who told dispatchers that he had been involved in the shooting.
Let me ask y'all a question, fam. Chat. Azrael, you asking a question and you saying, well, what was the argument over, right? Let me ask y'all a question. If you had to guess, I ain't even have to ask the question before you already made your assumption, Tim. Hey, Tim. I said the same thing when I first seen this story hit my desk and I seen y'all email me this story. The first thing I thought, and we could be wrong, but we speculating. The first thing I thought was, it gotta be over a woman every single time. Gotta be. Look at the whole chat then jumped in and said, yup, over a woman, over boxolitis. The first thing that I thought when I said these dudes is out here shooting each other in the park, even the females are saying it's a female. Nah, it ain't over no parking spot. Ain't over no parking spot. Bro, they working an overnight shift. They working an overnight shift. The only thing that they could possibly be fighting over. Listen, you working an overnight shift at the plant. Because this don't happen just here. It don't happen in just Arlington, Texas. It happened in Detroit. It happened in Kansas City. It happened in New York. It happened in LA. It happened everywhere, in every plant, and Amazon, all over, right? And almost every time it's over a chick. Every time over a chick. Almost 9 times out of 10, it was a woman involved somewhere, somehow. I can't think of anything. I can't think of one thing that get people to get into a straight up argument to where it lead into the parking lot and dudes start getting into a shootout. I hear it all the time too, DJ Ace Productions. I hear it. I know people that work at all the different plants. The Mac plant, the GM plants, even the Ford plant up in I know some people that was talking about the Ford plant up there where they make the Mustang. Where they make the Mustang. That overnight shift is a devil. The overnight shift, dick fillet on lunch break. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't think of more things that people get into a straight up argument, knock down, drag down, killing each other than Box. Box had these dudes in a chokehold. In a chokehold. Real talk. Yo, listen. When you get into it, when you talk to a chick nowadays, bro, if that's not your wife, if that's not the chick that you rocking with for forever, don't ask her no questions, bro. Don't check. Don't say, hey, listen, who you talking to, or, what kind of relationship you in. Yo, you just honest to God, you there for a short time, not a long time. Just leave it alone, bro. Honestly, just leave it alone. The minute that you start to get emotionally involved over what's going on and all of that stuff, it's going to go bad. You're going to get your feelings hurt. First of all, you're going to get your feelings hurt if she ever tell you the truth. If most of these women told y'all how many guys are they dealing with, at the same time, how many roster spots she filling? Bro, she in the season, she in the playoffs, she in summer league, she playing a big three. She also plays rec ball. She playing the Drew League. And she go overseas and she do clinics for China and whatever foreign entity to fulfill her contract. And I'm keeping it 100. It's the sign of the times, bro. It's a sign of the times, man. Look, it's hard to find a good one that is just chilling, slow motion, and they not trying to get involved. If you find a chick that is chilling and don't want, and you know for a fact, which is hard to figure out. Aaron, am I off? Am I off, Aaron? Am I off? If you find a chick that don't want nothing to do with no guy except for you, that's like finding a unicorn. That you found a unicorn. If you able to find a unicorn, whoa, hold on to her. A chick that'll give you her location and want you to know where she's at. She's always telling you in text, hey, babe, can I go here? Is it okay if I go? If she asks you if it's okay for her to go, because she want to make sure that she's been, man, listen. That's what the word should have said. The word should have said, it shouldn't have said it's harder for a rich man to enter heaven than the camel to go through the eye of a needle. It should have said it's harder to find a good woman that ain't for everybody at the same time. That's what it should have said. I'm telling you, bro. The only guys that truly have found happiness that's out here living that type of life is the guys that have become completely disconnected from the woman that they talking to. It's the only way. Because if you are too connected to a woman that's out here in the streets, you will get your heart hurt. Forget about, listen, they kill. I don't see women killing each other in parking lots. And here's the crazy part about it. The only reason she ain't telling you about what's really going on is because she don't want to hurt your feelings. She not tripping about it. If she thought that you can handle the fact that she was out here and you was just her boo thing, you was her Drew League, but she really in the playoffs too. If she thought that you can handle it, she would actually be honest with you. But she don't think you can handle it, so she chilling. It's because you're getting too emotionally involved. You're too emotionally into it. If she thought that you could handle it, she would tell you the truth. But she know you can't handle it and she don't want to break your little heart. I can't lie to you. Because you know why? You know how I know? Because they actually be telling us. They tell us when they know that we not emotionally attached or we not tripping about it. Oh yeah, that nigga be in my DMs all the time. He always hit me up. Word. Let me tell you how the conversations go. Yeah, he always hit me up. He always be trying to contact me. I said, that's crazy. She said, listen, she says this. She says, I said, did he make you sign some paperwork? Why are you telling me? Nah, none of these dudes make you sign paperwork. Word? Yeah. And then they'll start throwing stuff in there to test you. Want to know what they say? I had a chick say one time, she said, yeah, man, I don't understand why guys just don't go ahead and hit. And I said, what do you mean? And so I'm holding my my reaction in tight because I'm trying to understand and figure out this. You know in deep when you start doing this to your neck. Well, what do you mean? She said, I don't understand why guys just don't hit. I said, well, what do you mean? She said, look, check it out. She says, because I was laying up with such and such player, professional player. I'm just going to say that. I ain't going to say what league or none of that. I was laying up with this professional player, and he was hard and everything, but he was just laying there. He didn't even do nothing. He just sat there. Now, in the inside, I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Because I didn't expect this volunteered information. I'm like, Jesus. What? He was just laying there. They just laying there. I'm scooting. I'm like, now in my mind, I'm like, you know how on the cartoons when they swallow and then this how you know they really is diabolical out here. They say they hit you with this. Check it out. But I don't mess with him no more. And he got money problems. He's struggling. What? What? No, it didn't fly over my head. I understood the assignment. But I'm appalled at how transparent they are when they're not tripping. I'm what? A girl told me one time, she says, yeah, such and such tried to talk to me. I said, word, that's crazy. She said, yeah, this and that, this and that. And then she says, the next day, she said, I ran into his baby mama. I didn't know that was his baby mama. I ran into her at the salon. That's crazy. I said, oh, word? I said, yeah, that's wild. So I never asked a follow-up question because when you just let people talk, they'll tell you who they are, right? She said, that's crazy. I ran into his baby mama. He got tax problems. He messed up and he can't pay his child support. I didn't even know that. He seemed like a nice guy at the time. Excuse me? He got what? So now, every time I see this nigga, I know that your baby mama done told the chick that he just tried to talk to that he's struggling financially. Nigga, you can't put on for me. Oh! So now I'm looking at you crazy. That's wild. What up, fam? What's going on? Hey, man, everything good, big dog. Your baby mama done already told all of your business, bro. Your baby mama done told all of your business. If you don't want something to get out, then stop talking. Your baby mama done told all of the business. If these women truly, and I'm just keeping it 100, I'm even to the point to where I think that women are more masculine than men in their emotions. I think women are able to hold that junk together tighter. I think that women are able to hold it together tighter because they could take it. Like women could take it. Oh man, that's crazy. Yeah, babe. But you start liking her, man, that just some of the stuff that they tell you. You think what? You thought that these tricks that she got up her sleeve that you've experienced, you didn't know that she went all the way in on the wow. See now you suckers, a lot of y'all out here is like, oh man, she every day. Where do you think she got that trick from? You think she learned that little thing? You think that you just so happened to be the person that she was gonna try it on for the first time? Get the hell out of here. Bro, she 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 40 years old, bro. You just summed it up. They are able to push out whole aliens. What makes you think that there's anything on this earth that could scare them? It's a whole human being came out of her, was crying, and she got sold up same day, right after that, and she got back to it. What makes you think you can't compete with no woman? Listen, we think we tough. You can't compete with a woman. Ain't no man on the face of this earth. I don't care if you Future. I don't care if you Chris Brown. You can't compete with a person that could push a whole human being out of their body. At all. You can't compete with that. You know what kind of secret she got? That is the most true thing that I've seen anybody said. They got a whole human being. You know they threshold for pain? You know how hard it is to break them? And she lived to tell about it? Man, get out of here, bro. Get the heck out of here. Break your heart, break you down, have you in a corner crying somewhere, thought that you was him. Don't ask her no questions. Listen, even if you think you got a big D, don't talk about it to her. Like, don't ask her the truth because she's probably seen bigger. As great as you are, as awesome as you think you are, just live in fantasy world. Just pretend. Just pretend. Just act like, just live in your own world. Don't say it. Don't mention it. Don't go back and forth with it. Don't try to convince her. Don't ask her what it was like. Don't do none of that. Just have a good time. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the roller coaster for what it is. And go get something to eat. Hey, babe, you want to watch Netflix? You want to go out to eat? Just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. Break your heart. Break your heart. Well, break your soul. Have you questioning yourself? Hey, I thought I was doing well. Thought I was doing great. Thought I was awesome. But the minute that you start detaching yourself, you enjoy life. It's almost like living in the Matrix. It's like living in the Matrix. Break your heart. Crying over her, she over there cracking up. You crying, she laughing. I got this nigga wrapped around my finger. Girl, the girl over here in Arlington, Texas, you know what she said? You know what she said? The woman that they just killed each other over, one is dead, one going to jail. Girl, they was fighting over me. You just boosted her ego like crazy. You just boosted her ego like crazy. Y'all know the type of motion this girl probably got? You know the type of motion this girl just probably got? So that's why you can't listen to these girls? I'm listening. I have to listen because I have to get inspiration for what I talk about on these shows. I don't feel like I'm a good content creator unless I'm truly in the field understanding exactly what the sentiment is. And the more that I learn, the better of a content creator I am. The more that I learn, the more that I see, the more brokenhearted I become for my guys and for the people that I see every day, the more insight I have to be able to share with you guys. All right, I got you, Vito.
Police say 2 employees leaving the overnight shift got into a verbal argument that escalated when one pulled out a gun and fired multiple times. A 24-year-old man was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
While we were out there
that boy on the
responding and
stretcher.
working to get him to the hospital, we received a 911 call from a man who told dispatchers that he had been involved in the shooting, and he was calling from a different location, an apartment complex that's not too far from the scene.
26-year-old Larry Hines was arrested at his apartment on Viridian Village Drive and is currently charged with 1 count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Police say officers found a firearm when they searched Hines' apartment, and ballistics testing is underway. GM is cooperating with police in the investigation.
They provided evidence.
Can't even hire y'all to do an overnight shift to build a Silverado.
That was very crucial in this case. When we arrived on scene, there were actually, I guess they have some type of medical staff there on scene who were already tending to the victim by the time first responders got there. So that no doubt was a big help as well.
Police did not reveal the nature of the argument that led to the gunfire.
Because we already know. We don't need to go back and forth to try to understand what we already know.
Due to the severity of his injuries, Arlington police investigators have not spoken with the victim yet. Detectives are still interviewing witnesses.
That's something our detectives are still in the process of doing, is making sure that they've talked to everybody.
Imagine being the person that actually bought a Silverado that they was arguing by.
Who may have been in the area.
That's why you got a recall.
Or identified everybody that might have any information that they could use.
The victim's name has not been shared. Arlington police say he is stable but remains in critical condition. Hines will be booked into the Tarrant County Jail.
Make sure you guys hey, your car says so, add warehouse workers. Bro, anywhere that there are women that have jobs, add them to the list. Add them to the list, bro. Honestly. I'm not disillusioned, and at some point y'all gonna wake up in this world and you're gonna realize that everything in this world. Have y'all ever seen that movie with Will Smith and his son, and it's called something like After Earth or something like that? It was one of them type of movies where they land on this other planet, and it was like the narrative was everything on this planet is designed to kill you. Everything on this planet, on this earth, on this new space, beware of it. It is designed to take you out and kill you. And if it doesn't kill you, then you'll adapt to it. That's what life is like. Life is a series of trying to adjust and adapt to and move around circumstances that ultimately is going to take you out. You can't sit by the store without being situationally aware. You can't drive in a car without looking in your rear view. The rear view mirrors for people in the hood is not to try to get over to the next lane. The rearview mirrors is to make sure that the jump out boys is not pulling up next to you. Everything on this earth is designed to make you feel good or to kill you, including the box that you lay next to every day. If you don't know how to control yourself and to manage it effectively, you'll die as a result of being obsessed with it, being immersed in it, or getting too much of it, or feeling some type of way about it. We so bitter and brokenhearted in life. By the time we get 50, we really done seen it all. By the time we get 50, we done seen it all. We done had people turn against us. We only F with certain family members. Some of y'all is bitter at y'all mama and y'all fathers for the way that y'all was raised. Most guys at some point done been cheated on or hurt, and they only found out a part of the time, and that's the reason why they still got some kind of normalcy within them. Women done been screwed over. They done dealt with dudes that didn't care nothing about them. Most of them have been abused and been used up even before they even became of age by an uncle, a friend, a brother, or somebody. By the time they get to a certain age and they get to college, they just go into overdrive. They start to go on their healing journey, and then by the time they get 40 or 50, they done had kids, and then they get rid of the man that they had kids with in order to go and live a life that they think is better on the other side. Then they go through that trauma, and then they come back to it hoping to find God to give them some kind of relief. And then God said, well, you didn't necessarily suffer for righteousness' sake, and so let me go ahead and throw you out there to the wolves. Every single part of your life is designed for you to suffer and learn a lesson, and you are supposed to make sure that you keep your senses about you throughout it. You have to deal with evil people on the job. You got to deal with horrible bosses. You got to deal with politics and somebody tried to rob you and you came outside one day and you was happy and they took your joy because they stole your car, and you just so happened to drop your insurance because you were switching over to a new policy. Something, somewhere, everywhere, and we're being taught to try to control our reactions so that we can operate with a sense of normalcy. And really, we're all broken. And a lot of times when people lash out at you, it ain't even because they feel some type of way about you. It's because they feel some type of way about what they done been through. That's why everybody medicated and on pills and drunk and high and trying to figure out what they're going to do with their life. Oh my God, I don't know. And you can't sleep at night and getting sleep apnea, and you become attached and addicted to food because it's an something emotional that you can try to drive out how you feel about it. And so when something goes wrong, it's not that you have a lack of discipline, is that you look at food as a comfort to try to take you away from the thing that you're going through at the time. Keeping it 100 with you. Keeping it 100 with you. Sex for a lot of people is a way for people to escape the reality, and it's the thing that even keeps your relationship together sometimes. A lot of people are having sex, so much sex, not because they actually care about the sex, or sometimes they don't even get nothing from it. They're doing it as a coping mechanism. They're doing it as a coping mechanism. A lot of people can't sit by themselves or with themselves for an extended period of time, and they need something and somebody constantly to take their mind away from the thing that they're supposed to be doing on a regular basis. Most of y'all watching me right now love watching me because you don't want to do the job that you at. And so what do? Day in, day out, night out. You know why it's so important for me to do this during the week? Because I could say, well, you know what, I needed to sleep in last night because I didn't get a lot of sleep. But I'll be thinking to myself, and this is the honest to God truth, I don't want to do a makeup show on Saturday because I know that you're working right now. And some of y'all are depending on this show to get through a shift at a job that you absolutely hate. And the fact that you got to actually do some real work for the 2 or 3 hours that I'm not streaming that you at your job practically breaks you. But the fact that we get to laugh with each other and interact with each other, the fact on this show, during the time that we on this show for 4 hours, it's a relief. I can't tell you how many people get mad at night if we not streaming on a Thursday, on the final day that we streaming for longer than the time that we would stream on a Tuesday and Wednesday. Because they be like, oh man, you got me through my shift. I get so much feedback from people, man, you getting me through my shift. Hey man, I appreciate y'all. Oh, no live stream tonight? What you doing? What you doing? No live stream today? Oh, better be a good excuse. People be holding me accountable for having an anniversary. You tired? Well, what we supposed to do? Well, what we supposed to do? You mean I gotta actually sit here at this job and be in this meeting? Oh, hell. Some of y'all done made this a part of y'all daily show. You charge up your AirPods. You keep the ladies, I know what y'all do. You put the AirPod in your ear and then you do your hair in a way that where it kind of covers up your AirPod. That way you can be truly tapped in on what's going on. That's what you do. One AirPod in, one still listening. Y'all done mastered the ability of listening to 2 different things at the same time. But distraction is our medicine. Distraction is our medicine. Somebody said you keep me from walking out every day. That's why we gonna party. We got so much pent up, not connecting energy in us. And that's why we gonna party on the 25th. When we hit DC, y'all notice, anybody that have never been to a Patreon meetup, we act like we're more excited. We act like it's a family reunion. We be hugging and dancing and buying drinks, and the ladies is having a good time. We don't even be wanting to leave each other. So much so to where we always do something afterwards. We always go to the after hour restaurant, have dinner, talk with each other, kicking it with each other. It's like we like family. Oh my God, I can't, man, where you been at? And people be excited. You know why? I'm glad that I made y'all wait. And now we going to get back to regularly meeting up. That's how you are right now, right, Ra? And it's like a family. We genuinely a family. Y'all come in here, and the first thing that I see inside of the chat when I cut it on the TV, good morning, what's up, y'all? Good morning. How's your day? Y'all act like y'all coworkers right now. Y'all get emotional if somebody make a video about me. I can't believe they said something about you. Hey, man, they open it. You know they had the nerve to talk about you? Y'all done picked y'all favorite characters on Room 9 and After Hours. Yo, I wonder if Slimmy gonna crash out tonight. Oh, man, Molly, she had me, man. She made me feel some type of way. I can't believe she said that. Brittany spazzed out. What? Where's Lex at? Is Lex still a part of the show? I don't know if Mimi is gonna be good for the show. You think she, you know what? Dang, man, Mimi is a great addition, bro. Dog, this is crazy. Don't add no more people, though. Don't add no more people. Where's Muppa? Call her. Call her. Call her. It's just the truth. It's the truth. We feel some type of way because we have an emotional connection with each other. And it also combines with the fact that we all got real life PTSD. The reason that y'all like me a lot of times is not even because of anything that's specially unique. Yeah, I do the imitations. Yeah, I entertain and stuff. But also on top of that is because I'm honest. Because I'm honest. Because I'm real and I'm willing to be transparent about how I feel about things. I don't even know who this is, bro. Who is this? What? Somebody just. Who? I don't get it, bro. I don't know who this is. I'm sorry. I don't know who this is. Who is this? Hey, people be texting me like I be knowing what's going on. Hey,
Hello?
Edward,
Yeah.
bro, I haven't talked to you in about 25 years, man.
Yeah, I know.
How was I supposed to know who you was, bro?
You wasn't, but I already expected this type of response anyway. You locked up, moved on. You got stuff going on. I got stuff going on. Of course, you weren't gonna know who it was.
Man, I ain't talked to you in 25 years. How'd you even get my number?
Man, I got a couple people that stay in Detroit, and they was telling me that you be all on YouTube, and they said he all over social media. I don't really know too much about social media or how to deal with me or how to get on it. So one of my people had showed me. He was like, "Man, I might be able to get his number for you." So he got your number for me. He was like, it might not be it. It was a shot in the dark, so that's why I just called and gambled on it.
Man, how you been, bro?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, man. I've been doing good.
That's
I work. I'm a contractor and an electrician, and I just been out the way, man. I had to grow up, do my thing.
Man, you know I loved your mom, right?
Yeah, man. I don't nobody know where my mom at. That's my issue, man. Like I can't find where she buried at or nothing. Ain't nobody telling me nothing, and I ain't seen my mom.
I could try to find out. I know you probably don't know this, but I was literally at the hospital when she passed. Like I was there in the room.
Man.
That's how much I loved your mom, bro. I was in the room.
Man, I appreciate that, man. But man, it's been kind of rough not having no mom to even call mom. You know what I mean? And
yeah. You know, she was both of our moms, bro. We used to.
I know.
Yeah.
I already know, man. That's the reason why I had to reach out to you, because I can't find nobody. I talked to Leon a couple times, and then he ended up being on some bullshit, so I had to cut him short real quick because I ain't on that. And
yeah.
I don't know. And then I asked him where my mom, and he keeps spinning me a line and saying he don't know and this and that. And so I'm like, dude, don't nobody know where my mom at?
Yeah, I could find out.
It sucked that I wasn't around.
Yeah, I mean, you had your life circumstances. You had to do some time or whatever, but
yeah,
all of that is under the bridge, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already done paid your debt to society, whatever that looked like, and you know, it is what it is. But I'll figure it out. I could find out for you.
The other reason I was calling too is because I know it's been some years, and I mean, it ain't never too late. But what I was trying to do was give everybody an apology, regardless if they accept it or not. You know what I mean? I'm trying to clear my part up with everybody.
Hey, man, listen, bro. You ain't got to apologize to me, man. I love you, bro. And
we was kids, you know what I mean? I did some kids shit.
We was figuring that shit out, bro.
Yeah, but I still wanted to.
We was in the hood.
Yeah, that part right there. So
we did a lot of shit though. We did a lot of shit in the hood though, bro.
Yeah, I know. That's why when I had text you and said, "Man, it's your best friend that stayed on Green Line, my mama Dolores," I knew you knew then.
Of course I know.
How you been doing though?
Man, you know, man, just grinding and hustling, getting it. You know what I'm saying? Doing what I do. But I'm still me. I don't switch up. I'm still me.
Yeah, I see. You still sound the same, so I already knew what it was when you answered.
Yeah. Listen, man. Anything you need from me, just let me know, bro. I'm gonna try to find out. I'm gonna try to, cause I was, obviously I was at the funeral. I can't recall it right off the top of my head, but I could figure it out. I think I might even have, I might have the funeral stuff, like the pamphlets and all of that type of stuff. So let me figure it out. Let me go through my stuff, and then
Okay. And I ain't mean to call you on your work hours or
no,
whatnot.
you cool, bro. You can hit me up anytime.
Okay. And then how's everybody been doing? Your mom and them? She
They
doing all
doing
right?
great, man. Everything is great. Everybody doing well. Everybody, you know what I'm saying, doing great things. And
Okay.
so, everybody doing really well, man.
I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. You got kids?
One daughter. 18.
Oh, wait. What?
18-year-old daughter, yep.
Oh, man.
Yep. All right, let me call you right back. As soon as I get free, I'm gonna call you this afternoon.
Okay, that'll work. Appreciate it too.
All right, bro.
All right.
Hey, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that at all. But I mean, you just never know what you get on the show, man. You never know what you get on the show. And we gotta let me say this also before we go to break. We gotta let people live, man. We gotta let. There's some things that in this situation, and I know why he's apologizing, because there's some things that played out the way that it played out, and I caught the bad end of the stick of that, because I held him down. You know what I'm saying? So because I held him down, I had to take some L's back in the day, because we was best friends, because we was that tight, because we was that cool, and we was growing up together. And so his mom was wanted to becoming like my mom, and my mom wanted to becoming like his mom. And then he got caught up in some stuff, and he had to go and sit down for a minute. And then I had to kind of do, you know what I'm saying, figure some stuff out and make some stuff shake. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's water under the bridge now, but we got to let people come back off that. You know what I'm saying? We can't hold no grudges. We can't be trying to, you know what I'm saying, allow for people to, we got to let people, that was 20, fuck. That was 30, almost 30 years ago. Because he had to go sit down, and he had to go sit down for a while. I think he wound up doing like a dime or more. But that's what I'm saying, man. Like, a lot of times we get caught up in the idea that you let the fact that I went to college, or you let the fact that, I'm a streamer now, or because I'm a family man, and because, I was able to make it out the hood when so many of my friends was getting locked up and they was getting killed. We let these cornball people out here think that it's sweet. We let them think that, oh, we was raised in the suburbs, or we wasn't really. The goal was to make it out of the hood. I'm 44. The goal was to make it out of the hood. So when I run into confrontation, when I run into certain situations, I have to think my way through it, because I've already seen all of that. I've already got out of that. I've already been through all of the fights. I've already seen all of the hustling. I've seen my homies get locked up. I've seen people die in real life. I've seen all of this stuff. So just because we transform and we change our lives, they think that being lame or getting into a lame type of lifestyle is a bad thing. People that actually grew up in it in real life know that living this lame lifestyle is the thing that we dreamed of, because most of us never expected to make it to 18, 19, 20, 21, let alone 40. Most of us never expected to ever make it to a certain part of our life. I had to be one of the people. I was in the hospital room when his mother died. I was there. When his mom passed away, he was locked up and I was still holding his mom down as a grown man. I was there. But see, we get in front of these people that's on social media and stuff, and they think that because they could predict your life, they know what you done been through, that they know what's going on in your, everybody got different stories. Everybody got different things that they've been through. Everybody got situations that they've seen. People done seen people go through some stuff in real life. And so it's a blessing. That's why I look at all of this. I don't take this serious. I don't take this internet talk serious, because in real life taught me that what goes on the internet is not real, and that we here to get a bag, we here to elevate, we here to run up a you know what I'm saying? Do all of that. We're here for productivity, and this is a dream for us. Living this life that we live right now is something that some of us never ever thought that we ever. I drive some of the best cars. I got a whole family. I got people that love me. I got a community. We blessed. We was never expected to be this. And so now that's why it's so important for me to say, hey, we got to think, y'all. We got to think. We got to think our way through it. We got to figure out how to make better decisions. Forget that hood mentality. I done seen too many people die, get locked up, never come back. I done seen it. We seen it all. We seen it all. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And so, just to hear from my guy, I ain't heard from him in 25, years or whatever like that. It's a blessing, man. I'm not about to hold no grudge or get into no situation based off of what, you know what I'm saying? I used to read his letters. I used to, you know what I'm saying? All of that type of stuff. Not going to do none of that. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Life is hard. Life is hard for some people. We bless. I ain't never going to complain. And anytime that somebody tell me, oh man, you this, you that, you know what? I'm with that. I'm cool. And the goal is to never let our daughters and our sons, and this is the other part, and we're going to get into the music segment next. The goal is to never let our sons and our daughters go through and experience some of the stuff that we had to suffer through in order to learn a lesson. My daughter will never, ever know that life. Your sons, your daughters, if they going through the same things that you went through when you was growing up, you gotta do better. Nah, I don't worry about that. Chase the Alpha says, I bet the woman is a 10 in the plant and a 3 in the streets. Facts. 100%. Harold Burns says, I'll keep my funds in 4% to 9% a month CDs over a SEP IRA. 4 plus 9%. At 67, I'd rather pay taxes on my business income now and defer them until later. Coaching call? You should, because I think that you're looking at it wrong. I think you're looking at it completely wrong. Manny Plays PC says, meanwhile, neither of them knew she was giving their manager the best in his office. Bob Brown says, 80 checks your messages. That proves your point. All right, bet. Wesley Turner says, facts, AD been missing on the AD channel. I've been missing, facts, AD been missing on the AD channel? What do you mean I've been missing? Missing what? JS, Lap Beat says, facts, AD is better to fight than use escapism. Slan sells cars in the building, says, great show last night. Molly delivers her line so smoothly that y'all missed the intentional sarcasm. Molly is dope. Vito Royale says, request for break. Tupac never had a friend like me. Y'all want some Pac tomorrow? We can do some Pac tomorrow. Purple Haze says, if it's not an issue, can we get meetup date sooner? It's on the 25th. What do you mean? 25th, DC. Cutie Executive Suite MLE says, play the Mr. Tigger remix. Mr. Tigger. Hold on, let me see something.
Autumn crop. Give me the phone and it will be over. Bro, just get over her. She's gonna give me. I'm not on her at all. Give me my phone. Get off of me, Tigger. My phone. See, if I was anybody else, you would be doing this shit. Bro, just get off her. You can buy a new phone. Mr. Tigger! Mr. Tigger, get off of her now! Don't you let me do this? You say so. Bro, just get over her. You can buy a new phone. Mr. Tigger! Mr. Tigger, get off of her now!
Oh, I don't know why that's so funny. It's so dumb. It is so stupid. It is so dumb. I don't know why that is so hilarious. Oh, man. We got to do better as a culture. And it's, you know what's the funniest part about it? It's like, it's the simplest dumb stuff. It's the dumbest stuff that make us last the most. Mr. Tigger! Mr. Tigger, get off of her. Ma'am, come get your feminine son. Please, come and get your feminine son. Trump, we got to talk about Iran, and then we're going to talk about Spain. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications.
Last night, President Erdogan, and I think it was really, I would rate it a 10, maybe a 12.
A bit of a small palace,
12. Yeah, that's beautiful. Everything is beautiful. And we've had some very good meetings, in particular with Turkey and trade, and now we're meeting with everybody today. As you know, we're going to have a very big meeting with lots of leaders from, I think, every country, right? Every country showed up, every NATO country. Yeah. Plus, we have a couple that aren't in NATO that would like to be in NATO, I guess. But it's been very successful. It's been a fantastic meeting. So I'll be having a news conference after we're finished it at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And I assume most of you will attend. But a lot of things have been determined, and some things haven't, frankly. We attacked very powerfully last night the very dangerous people from Iran. They're sick. There's something wrong with them. We said, go and do your funeral stuff. And instead of that, they start shooting rockets at ships yesterday. And so we hit them very hard last night, very hard. I would say 20 to 1, 20 times tougher. And I told them, every time you hit, we hit. And of course, they're dirty players, so they go after everyone, probably including me. I've been number one on their list for years. And they're a bunch of scum, you want to know the truth. They're scum. And so we don't like them. I don't like them. And they're evil people, and it's the denuclearization of Iran. And we're going to denuke it. We're not going to let them because they're crazy, and they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they go around killing people. They've killed thousands and thousands of our soldiers. They've killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people. They had the roadside bomb, Soleimani. I took care of him, first term. And that was a big thing, because I think he probably would be a lot stronger had he been around, because he was a bad guy, but he was an evil genius. but a bad guy. And he was the father of the roadside bomb. The roadside bomb is a bomb that goes on when you're driving your little vehicle around, and it goes on and you have no legs, no arms, and no face. And they've killed thousands and thousands of people. Even the SS Cole was theirs, you know, if you remember that disaster. So I don't like them at all. And frankly, I think we waste a lot of time with them. I think we should just do our business. Can you imagine? They start shooting bombs, actually missiles at ships yesterday. Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, a couple of others. And they don't. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing. But they're bad people, very bad people. I think they're incompetent, by the way. Because if they were competent, they would have made a deal a long time ago. Like, how about 47 years ago? So they've been in trouble for 47 years, and we took out their first set of leaders. We took out their second set of leaders. They want to take out the U.S. leader, me. I'm on every list. I saw things this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. And so far, I guess I've been a little bit lucky, but that maybe doesn't last very long, because that's the way it goes. But we have great people. But these are evil, sick people, and we have to rid their cancer. Their cancer. And you know what you do? You got to cut out cancer early. And that's the way I feel. And I want to thank Mark. He's been a great Secretary General of NATO. I'm not happy with NATO because of what they did with Greenland. And I'm not happy with NATO because of the fact that they didn't want to help us with the #1 state sponsor of terror. That's Iran. They were unwilling to help us. Now, in all fairness, I didn't speak to Mark about it. I think if I did, it might have been different. But we didn't need help. But I was really testing. I wanted to see whether or not they'd be there. And
I'll get there in a minute. So let's back up for a minute and let's talk about what he said about Iran, right? How do I have this conversation without sounding like a complete monster / dictator, right? How do I have this conversation without doing? All right, so let me approach it like this. It's hard to negotiate with people that don't care to the extent that you care, right? And when I say people, I'm not talking about the first wave. I'm talking about the first wave, second wave, third wave. When their way of living, when their culture, and they have always said it since I've been alive, and they've been saying death to America, right? They've always looked at us as ops. You can't start to be friends with people or think that people, and this is a prime example of it in my opinion, you can't think that people are able to be domesticated. You can't think that they're able to negotiate. In order to negotiate with somebody, they have to believe that it's something that they can lose, right? When you think about people that are willing to assassinate themselves, basically blow themselves up in order to kill 20 other people, when you think about that in its entirety, and this is a life lesson, you can't negotiate with terrorists. They have to have something to lose. They have to be able to say, when you think about Venezuela, I'll give you an example. When we went in and we got Maduro in Venezuela, his VP, his next in charge said, oh, whoa, hold on, big dog. We playing ball. We chilling. We slow motion. We gonna go ahead and deal with it accordingly. And so the people in Venezuela said, listen, it's better to be friends than to end up like Maduro, we chilling. I ain't even on that type of stuff, right? Whereas if you're dealing with people that we would identify as a terrorist, there really is no negotiating with a terrorist, right? I would say that Putin, in a way, is a terrorist. Some people have come up to me, for example, and they'll say, you know, with different people that I've had confrontations with or disagreements with, and they'll say stuff like, oh, you think you'll ever be able to fix it? Or y'all think that y'all will ever be able to sit down? And my honest answer to them is no. And it's not that I don't understand peace, but the extent to where certain people cross the line tells me that there's nothing else for us to ever talk about. I'm just not going to ever talk about it, right? I can't talk about it because it's either up or it's not, right? It's either up and stuck or it's not. And so for me, I'd rather have my peace. I'd rather move a little bit differently. I'd rather approach it differently because you can't negotiate with people that don't see life and don't have nothing to lose in the same way that you think about it. I don't even believe that guys, and I always like to relate it back to relationships to make it more consumable for you guys. I don't think that guys should deal with women that don't have as much to lose as them. You know why? Because that's how you end up on a story time. That's how you end up on story time. When you deal with a bum chick that don't have nothing to lose, and you can't really get nothing out of her, you can't take something from her, or she don't have something that she's willing to not risk in order to make sure, then you shouldn't be dealing with her. That's why I say everybody got to be on the same level. If y'all not on the same level in some way, shape, or form, then you gonna be the one to take the L every single time because you the person that got something to lose. You got the most to lose. So when you go in and you execute, let's take Russia and Ukraine, for example, right? Russia went into Ukraine, and Russia, and we're going to talk about this, we may talk about this a little bit later. Russia said, F it, we taking over the whole Ukraine, we coming in and we crushing everything, and this is only going to take 2 weeks, right? 1.4 million soldiers that they can count. In Russia, supposedly alone, 1.4 million people. And he's not stopping. He's not chilling. He's like, man, you know what he said? 1.4 million people later? Man, this might damage my reputation a little bit. Man, we got to make sure that we make some adjustments. They're not stopping. They're not chilling. They're not. You can't negotiate with them. They're not even willing to sit down at the table. They're not even willing to sit down at the table. So when you're the A side, you have to either crush them completely and completely either destabilize and crush completely. I'm trying to use my words very carefully. You either have to crush completely or you have to not participate at all. But the problem is when you start to, Bush dealt with them, the first Bush, Clinton dealt with them, the second Bush dealt with them, Obama dealt with them, Trump dealt with them on the first term, Biden dealt with them on the second term, Trump is dealing with them on the third term. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. It literally is a pattern. And so either you got to completely crush them outright or, you know what I'm saying, you got to deal with them in another way. And I think that the other way to deal with them, in hindsight is 2020. We don't know what we don't know until we start to get into it. In hindsight, we probably should have just continued to go through a proxy war. That way it's not so overt. And now you got your reputation on the line. According to a July 2026 study for the Center for Strategic and International Studies, right? CSIS, Russia has suffered approximately 1.4 million military casualties since February 2022. This is according to different reports, including the New York Times and so on and so forth, and independent research, the CSIS. 1.4 million Russia has suffered 1.4 million military casualties since February 2022. Now, all we can go off of is the information that we've been provided. Different people come up with different numbers. Russia is obviously trying to suppress the number and making it seem like that it's less than what it really is. But this is according to what's being reported. Now, if it's a lie, then they told it. But I'm not listening to people giving me what they think inside of the chat. I'm going based off of the data and the information that's being provided according to different news sources. Now, the number could be less and the number could be more. The number could be less and the number could be more. But what I'm seeing is Russia has suffered approximately 1.4 million military casualties since February 2022. So, where am I off? Where am I off? Casualties is not just soldiers. Casualties can be a lot of different things. So I'm not going based off of my opinion when I provide context on what I'm saying. I'm going based off of what's being reported. 1.4 million military casualties as a result since 2022. So where am I off? Where am I off? It's a person that be in here. I honest to God think that it's a bot. It's one person. And they may switch profiles every once in a while, but sometimes I think that they're a bot. And I be trying to understand. Because I don't want to censor nobody. But at the same time, I'll be thinking, am I off? We're going to go into the next. I'm going to read the super chats in a second. Am I off? Is it somebody in there that is one person that I'll be thinking, man, that gotta be a bot. That has to be a bot. Everybody in the chat, tell me which one y'all think is the bot, because maybe I'm off. Because I don't want to say the one person, but at the same time, yep. J. El Carnicio, or El Carnerio, whatever. Yep. Listen, look at what they typing. I'm curious. Have you been through MK Ultra at that Catholic school? What? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What? Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'll be looking like, what? How is that even relevant to anything that we talking about? Are we thinking the same thing, or am I off? Listen to what they're saying. Look, let me show y'all before I go on to the next. Before I read super chats and go into Spain. Everything with textbook that everybody was supposed to say that works for peanuts with our royal bloodline. What does that mean? And then they be using the words in the wrong context. Take your pick. What? I'm telling y'all, bro, I think it's a bot. And I don't like censoring people, but it be too off. Let me see the next thing that they say. Let me see. Yeah, they be changing names and stuff. Who gave you that? Brief? All right, man, listen. We're going to go ahead and make an executive decision. We're going to make an executive decision. That I don't even know what that means. Anyways, make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Weird, bro. Weird. Very weird. Y'all keep trying to make excuses for it. Purple Haze says before the September meetup. Give us the dates. You said give us the dates before the September meetup. We still doing the August meetup. I mean the July, this month. September. All right. Let me look at the calendar, see what's going on. September. Where we going? Dallas? Dallas just had a bunch of killings. I don't even know if I want to go to Dallas. Maybe I should go to Houston instead. Y'all want to do the 29th of September? Because I know somebody said that they didn't want to do the 22nd. Y'all want to do the 29th of September? When am I coming to Atlanta? When should I come to Atlanta? When should I come to Atlanta? The 29th? Oh, I'm looking at August. I'm sorry. All right, hold on. You're right. I'm sorry. 26th. Y'all want to do the 26th of September? We could do the 26th of September in Dallas. If y'all want to do the 26th of September in Dallas. 26th of September on Dallas. It's a Saturday night. '26th, not the 29th, the 26th. For whatever reason, I was looking at August. We could do 26th. Y'all want to do the 26th? We could do Atlanta after Dallas. September, October, November. November in Atlanta. But I usually do warmer places in the colder months. The point of the Patreon is just because we got the dates don't mean that you know the location. It don't mean that you know the time. It don't mean that you know none of that. I don't let the location out publicly. So you got to be in the bag chasers to actually know the location. But I like to give people a heads up of the general city so that people can try to plan out they travel, they can plan out their hotels, they can plan out all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it just gives people a little bit more time to plan more effectively. San Diego in November, we'll figure it out. But let's plan for the 26th of September for Dallas. All right? Anyways, let's go over to Spain really quickly. Let me cancel this out. Bots slowing us down, all kind of junk going on. Ooh. Oh, I got to read the rest of the super chats. Give me a second. Bad Habit says, what it do, big dog? Just showing love. Shout out to Bad Habits. I appreciate you, bro. Cue the executive suite. Emily says there is a song, Suede, the remix. God made it. Neum says, AD, pass me the aux. I got the tunes. Black on me. I like black. Black is dope. Risk it all. We can work out on one of those 100K positions as the Millionaire Morning Show music creator. Everybody supposed to make 100,000, huh? Bad Habits in the building says like Denzel in Training Day. Boom. AR is back in the building says how would Kamala Harris have dealt with terrorists? I have no idea, but they also agreed that Iran was a problem. Jay, what up, Jay says no new wars. To this war is good. If this was Biden doing the exact same thing in Iran, AD would have a field day with content. MAGA math. More Than Mellow in the building says final on-site interview for an IT admin role that with 2 times my salary. How would you prep for your first big role? How would I prep for the role or how would I prep for the interview? Because it's 2 different things. Shout out to the chasers in the interview like a king. How would I prep for the role or how would I prep for the interview? I don't think that you need to prep for the role. The role is going to be, it is what it is. And you know, you already know what it's like as far as an interview like a king. I don't think that you need to prep for the role. Especially if you're in a major organization, they're going to give you some insight on what you need to be doing. Isaiah Robinson says, Dallas meetup car show for the chasers. I'll bring the HS. Nah, I don't know about no car show. Jay says, I'm going to pay off my debt this year and then join the chasers. Can't come in empty-handed. Bro, the chasers is literally like $14 a month or something like that, bro. You don't need to pay off the debt before you join the bag chasers. Actually, the lowest tier is $5. That's like saying I'm going to get my life together before I go to church. That don't make no sense. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. I had to step away from the counter to tell you I'm starting to feel like you don't love us out here in Cali and Vegas. No, Heather, that's not true. So, Heather, listen. I go West Coast when it get cold outside on the East Coast and the South. Because, or in certain parts of the South. Because I don't want to do cold places when y'all warm all year long. So the West Coast, so you do Miami, you do Los Angeles, you do San Diego, you do those cities in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that the weather is going to be good on those sides. But you do, Phoenix, all of that type of stuff. But you do, DC, Atlanta, New York, you do all of that type of stuff in the summertime. That's all it is, Heath. Heather, listen, I'll be out in Vegas all the time anyway. I plan on, listen, as soon as I finish with these two houses, I'm taking a vacation. I'm taking a break. If you're a part of the Patreon, you are a part of the Bag Chasers. After these next two houses, I'm taking a break and I'm going on. I'm going getting out of here because these houses has been kicking my a-hole. They have been running me into the ground every single day. Every single day, I get either somebody hitting me up and saying, "Oh man, this is coming. Oh man, whatever, blah blah blah," or I get somebody saying, "Drywall is $17,000. They want a deposit." Garage door ordered. We owe this for the framers because they finally got their inspection done. Paid the deposit for the flooring. Every single day. Every day, I write a check for like $10,000, $15,000, $17,000, whatever. Every day. Every single day. And I said, you know what? I'm taking a vacation after this. Before I start my next 3 houses at the same time, I'm taking a vacation. I'm taking like 3 or 4 months off and I'm chilling. So, and all of the property taxes just hit. And they just sent me all of the bills for the property taxes. That's true. So, Trump on Spain. Let's get to it.
They were unwilling to help us. Now, in all fairness, I didn't speak to Mark about it. I think if I did, it might have been different, but we didn't need help. But I was really testing. I wanted to see whether or not they'd be there. And the answer is they were. I spoke to Germany, I spoke to France, spoke to UK, spoke to Italy, I didn't speak to Spain. Spain is a wasted cause. We don't want to do any trade business with Spain anymore, by the way. I'd like you to cut it off. Spain is a terrible partner in NATO. They don't participate, they don't pay. I don't want anything to do with Spain. Cut off all trade with Spain, please, including visits. Okay, we don't want anything to do. Watch them come running back. Oh, they'll come running back. They treat this man terribly, and this man's a good man too, great man. They're lucky they have him. But Spain doesn't agree to anything, and you shouldn't carry him. I mean, you sort of automatically carry because you're protecting an area, so they're there. So they probably figure they have to protect us, right? But
you know why I like Trump? I like Trump because Trump says exactly what is on his mind. Exactly what is on his mind. He doesn't mince words. He doesn't beat around the bush. He don't do none of that stuff. He just said, "Hey man, listen, yep, we're gonna figure this out." Spain, POS over there. Liberal hellhole. They need us more than anything, and they don't even support. They don't pay nothing into NATO. They don't pay. They don't do nothing. We about to cut Spain off. We don't even rock with Spain. He just keep it 100. He says exactly what is on his mind, and he doesn't mince words even a little bit. He just gets straight to it. That's why I like Trump.
We don't have to. We don't have to trade with them. I don't want to do any more trade with them. All right? Sure. Take it immediately. Don't even talk to them. They're hopeless. Bad people because, you know, they have everybody else going and paying and working in Spain. In particular, Spain. There are a couple of others, but in particular, Spain. They're open about it. They're hostile about it. And let's see how hostile they remain when they call up and they, please, we want to trade with you, sir. We want to trade with you, sir. They make so much money with us, and we're going to see that they make a lot less. I want no business with them. So, other than that, we're having the big meeting in a little while, and I'm going to relate my problems. Greenland is a big problem for us. And the other big problem is the fact that when we wanted them, We didn't want them badly, but we did say, if you want to join us, and they all said no. But when they could have, they weren't there for us, and we've been there for them. We spent over $1 trillion over the last short period, $1 trillion, in order to protect these countries from Russia. And has nothing to do with us. We have an ocean, but it's been a long-term thing, and they haven't treated us right. And Mark understands that. He understands that. And we're going to work something out, I think, one way or the other. But we've been treated unfairly. We pay disproportionately. We had a time when we were paying 100%. We were paying 100% of NATO, and yet a lot of the countries weren't paying anything. But there was calls made a few weeks ago. I spoke with the UK, and the Prime Minister said, well, we don't want to help you now, but we'll help you when the war's over. I said, that's not good. And likewise, I spoke to Germany. They didn't want to help. Spoke to France. They didn't want to help. Nobody wanted to help. Some of the very small countries wanted to help because they're the most vulnerable. I mean, that's the only reason they wanted to help. So I appreciate you being here. We're going to be going back together, many of us together. And again, I want to say, despite the fact that I'm very upset with NATO, that we pay far, far too much, billions and billions of dollars too much, because it's unfair, because we're protecting them. So
Trump don't mess with, and you know what's so funny? I literally just pulled up this video of Trump saying that Spain already caved and decided to do the right thing. Let me see if I can get this up really quickly. Got that song stuck in my head.
You had issues with, you said you had issues with leaders of Spain, UK.
Yeah. Spain, I will say I did have issues with
Also
Spain,
Germany.
and I still do. But Spain, they came back all the way today. Spain was very generous today. You know, I told them I'm going to stop trading.
What did Spain do there?
They made, they honored a request for lots of payment. And if they didn't, we wouldn't even talk to them. They were very bad. They behaved very badly, in my opinion. But there was great unity in that room today. The NATO room was pretty amazing, actually.
It's called leverage. It's called leverage. You should try it sometime. Whenever your girl get a little bit out of hand, do the same thing. You know what? Tell your home, hey, you know what, man? We not even messing with them no more. We not tripping off of them no more. We going our own way. We just going to go ahead and do our own thing. See how that plays out. You know what they're going to do? They're going to make adjustments. Hey, big head. You know what? I'm so sorry. I apologize. That's sometimes you have to exert your will and help people to understand. You know one of the biggest mistakes that people make, is that they have alliances unconditionally. Alliances unconditionally always translate into a bad situation because people don't think that there's consequences that come along with their actions. They don't think that fat meat is greasy. They think that they can get away with stuff and they would do stuff that they wouldn't normally do to a person that they would have to be accountable to because they don't think that consequences are a real thing. So what you'll see them do is take advantage of you because they don't think that you're going to do anything. Now, it's a catch-22 that's attached to that, right? Because you could be dealing with a person that's like, well, we'll skip you. I don't care nothing about what you say. And they could be acting like Iran. But in most instances, and anytime you make a threat, you have to be willing to carry it out. That's the most difficult part about negotiating. It's the most difficult part about life, is that anytime you can't bluff. You can't bluff. The worst thing that you can do in any threat, in any negotiating situation or tactic is to bluff. Because if somebody calls your bluff, and you don't execute on it, it's going to be a bad situation for you. That's why, and I've actually had this conversation a little bit, but not to this extent before. That's why I never believed in selling dope. I never believed in getting into the game, because I understood that if you get into the game, somebody gonna do you dirty, somebody gonna not have your money. If you get it on consignment, somebody gonna try to rob you. And in that situation, you have to execute. You have to show force. You got to show strength. If you don't, then they're going to take over your corners like on The Wire. They're going to take over your corner. You looking at it from a business perspective, but at the same time, your negotiating tactics are weak because you be bluffing, because you don't really stand on what you mean. And so you're going to have to be willing to take it all the way. You got to see it through. And you know what happens in a lot of instances? The only time that people want to test a person that's willing to see it all the way through is a person that truly don't believe that they got anything to live for. You got something to lose. You got bills to pay. You got a family to get back to. You got stuff to be able to, take care of. They not seeing that through because you willing to do it all. You willing to go to the back, right? You willing to go and see it all the way through. Good, bad, or indifferent, you willing to execute. When you on a job, you know why a lot of women, do you know why a lot of women wind up not being able to get a promotion, not being able to make as much as men? You know why? Because they're unwilling to leave. And so it puts the job itself at a stronger position because they know that you're not going nowhere. That's why I advise people a lot of times, hey, listen, you mad at your job? You know what the first step is? Not to quit your job. You mad that they not paying you what you think that you're worth? Okay, well then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get in a better negotiating position, and you're going to have to put yourself in a position where you got to walk away. You know why? Because if you find another position and you say, hey, listen, if you're not willing to walk, if the job that you find, this is why I tell people, don't wait until you get laid off. Don't wait till you get fired before you start looking for a different position, because you're at a disadvantage. You're going to have to take something until you can do better. When you are at your highest, and that's what I say, and I talk about this on the Patreon. I'm not going to go into detail. It's a certain threshold time limit that you're supposed to be at a job. At that point, you're supposed to be looking for a new job. Then you're only supposed to be looking for the jobs that you want to elevate you, not a parallel position, not somewhere where you only going to make a little bit more money. You have to go into a position where it's going to be hard to not take that job unless the place where you at is willing to exceed expectations exponentially. And in that situation, you got leverage because you're willing to walk away. You can walk away because you go into something better. You get it? You know why women a lot of times lose in relationships? They lose because you don't have leverage. You don't have the ability to go and do better than what you currently at. Or you may think that it's better or it's greener on the other side, and it's not. And in those situations, you gotta hope that the dude that you go on with is actually gonna execute on the thing that you know what you got at the crib, and you don't have that in your back pocket. So a lot of times women suffer in silence. They suffer in silence at their job. They suffer in silence in the relationship because they're not willing to change for the better for the relationship. But at the same time, they can't leave because they know that it ain't nothing on that other side. And the dude that's with them, he only with them for the moment. He not necessarily with her for the long haul. And so you think that you in a better position, but you're not. But the guys that got the most leverage, they get the most out of their relationship because they have to put their chick on the heels, and they can't tell them, hey, I'm going to love you. Even if you love her unconditionally, you can't tell her that you love her unconditionally because you put her in a position to where she don't feel like anything can happen to her. You put her in a position to where you don't feel like anything can happen to her. And so she feel like she could say what she want to say, do what she want to do. She ain't got to pull her weight. When you get home, it don't really matter because she don't give a F. Because she know that you can't do no better. But guess what? Start leveling up financially. Start leveling up physically. Start being outside and start having motion. You know what she gonna do? She gonna get insecure. Insecure not because you're doing something, but insecure because she know that she not meeting expectation. So now you put her in a position where she either got to meet the expectation or she gonna have to move. Women love men that got motion, but they hate being with men that got motion. Because they can't settle for a dude that got motion. You know why they can't settle for a dude that got motion? Because he always moving. They love him because they want to be with him, and when they get with him, it's difficult for them to stick around with him. When you look on Pop the Balloon, right? I'm giving you life lessons right now. When you look on Pop the Balloon, do you know why women pop the balloon on guys that seem like ideal candidates? It's not whatever it is that they say. They not meaning nothing. All of that, oh my God, I just didn't like his shoes, or, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's not it. It's because they don't feel like they qualify to be able to keep that type of dude. And so what they doing is they're popping their balloon before the dude pop the balloon on them. They don't meet the expectation. Women want a great man, a good man, but they don't want him to be too good, because if he's too good, they can't control that dude. They can't wrangle that in. And it's similar when it comes to negotiating. The art of negotiation is applicable across the board. Negotiating, leverage, being able to walk away, when you should walk away, when you should have certain conversations, it's applicable across the board. They want a good man, but they don't want him too great, because they know that if he's too great, they ain't going to be able to control it. They want him good enough, but not great. Good enough, but not great. Because if he's great, that nigga gonna be hell. He gonna be hell. He gonna be hell to deal with, because he know he him. He know he him. And so it's gonna take it takes some effort in order to keep him in the fold. You know what some of the worst type of women to deal with? Women that's too pretty. You know why? Because even if you know that you're the best thing for her, she don't know. And so she always feel like she can always continue to do whatever she want to do, right? Women that's too pretty, a lot of times, they lazy. They lazy. Use a lazy chick. You know why they lazy? Because they've been able to get away with certain things that other women that's willing to compete are willing to do. They lazy. They have a lazy spirit, a lazy mentality, because they feel like their looks is a part of the package. It's a part of the negotiating tactic. You know why guys a lot of times say, getting with a big back? You know why guys get with a big back sometimes? Because they eat everything up. Everything. Getting with a chick that's too pretty sometimes is hell. She always coming back with a story about how some guy tried to talk to her. It's hell. Don't wish for something that you don't want, bro. You looking at him and you like, oh man, she bad. If you ain't willing to hit it and walk away, then I don't really think that you prepared for that, because she too pretty and she gonna have every single dude that's in her DMs, and she always gonna be feeling like she more than what she really is, because she got too much motion. A lot of times, these chicks, ever notice how a Lori Harvey don't ever get married? This person don't ever get married. It ain't that because they can't find a good man. Melissa Ford was one of the baddest chicks that you didn't see. It wasn't because she didn't run into a bunch of good men. It's because she was too pretty at the time. Now she ready. You know why? Because there's other chicks that's prettier than her and they got more motion. And so now that she got some gray up there, you know what I'm saying? Now that her money ain't as long because she ain't got nobody trying to take care of her, now she ready. But now, nobody want to deal with that. Nobody trying to be bothered with that because they already know that everybody done already been with it. My bad. I was giving y'all too much insight. Too much insight. Vivica Fox used to be bad, Eric D. Vivica Fox used to be bad. Fine stuff. Fine stuff. Vivica Fox used to be some fine she. Fine. Fine to the core. You couldn't deal with her when she was bad stuff. Can't deal with her then. I just had a chick text me the other day, talked about that she was hospitalized. I was thinking to myself, I looked at the text. I was thinking to myself, I didn't even know that we was that cool. Honestly, I didn't even know that we was that cool. Real talk. Hey, just keeping you updated. I'm at the hospital. Thought this and this and this happened. Hey, I just got admitted. I was looking at my phone like, I ain't heard from you in so long. Hey, so I got released today. I'm on my way to my grandmother's house. I hit her with the heart emoji. The heart, the heart where it be like, where you like it. I love this text. Man, I'm not responding to that. I didn't even know that we was that cool. Oh! Somebody said, why you got so many women texting you? Because I'm married to the gang. I can't have these conversations with you unless, do you want to be added to the roster or no? Because it's a fun time. Danny, I see you taking pictures in the dark. Listen, baby girl. Listen. It's a hoop. It's a hoop. It's a fun time. Don't ask no questions unless you're trying to become a part of the roster. Now I got a spot for you. Mid-level exception. You may not know what that is. The guys know what it is. I got a mid-level exception for you, or I can put you on the veterans minimum. If you want to be on the veterans minimum, I got a spot for you. She said, why so many girls? Everybody text me. Did you just see that my homeboy? Are you not listening to the show? My homeboy from 25, 30 years ago was able to get my number out the streets. Everybody got my number. Everybody got my number. What you talking about? My homeboy that I knew back in the hood said that I was able to get in touch with some people that said that they was able to find your number. What do you mean? Why everybody got my number? Because everybody got my number. That's how it worked. You want a veteran minimum, Tiffany? The whole world got my number. What are you talking about? That ain't no secret. There's people in the chat right now that got my number. Whenever, when I get muted, I start getting people, whenever my audio will go out or I get muted, I get people that start calling my number and saying, hey, man, hey, you muted. Hey, what you mean? Everybody got my number. Why do so many people have my number? Would you like to not have my number? The world got my number. And I can't change it because I don't know who would be missing out on my number. Shaq got my number. See? My new girlfriend just got my number. I don't know how to, I want to respond to this a certain way, but let me see something. Let me see. Your number is my Google password. Oh my God, y'all are a mess. I got another story that I want to go over before I read Super Chats, though. Slim Trini girl, you want my number? I need auto pen. AD about to mess around going to the luxury tax. Rebuke that. I can't afford it. I can't afford the luxury tax. I can't afford the luxury tax. Yo, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all a story, and then we're gonna get into the next part of the show. And then I'm gonna read Super Chats after that. I had a girl that hit me up the other day, and she said, "Oh my God, hey, what's going on?" And I said, "What's happening, baby girl? How you been?" She said, "You gonna pop out for my birthday?" I said, "Oh man, it sounds like a luxury tax situation." I said, when your birthday party?" She said, July such and such. I said, "Oh shit. Come on, come. I want you to." You know what that means? You know what that means? That means bring some money in. Let's party. I don't know if I'm interested in that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Anton answered the text from me 2 years late. Come on, pop out. I said, no. No. Heck no. Then she started putting on her cute voice. Come on. I want you to pop out. You keep on acting like. You keep on acting like that. I should call her right now. Why is you texting me to talk about popping out for your birthday? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The way my checking and my savings is set up, it's tight out here right now. It's tight. Listen, ladies. Don't call me if y'all looking to have a good time. I don't have it. I ain't got it. I'm tapped. Don't call me if you looking to have a good time. I'm tapped. I ain't got it. I don't have nothing to spend. It's dead. It's dead. I'm paying invoices. I don't even entertain having no new friends no more. It's out of my tax bracket. I'm done. I'm outside of my tax bracket. I can't afford it. I can't afford to be hanging out with some of y'all no more. The way my checking and my savings is set up, it's tight out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? That's when you have to trade leagues. We don't go to basketball games when it's tight. We don't go to football games. We go to baseball games. Baseball games is nice and cheap. That means that we can walk around the stadium. I could buy you a hot dog, get you some relish, some mustard. That's it. That's all I got. I just need a business venture, not a sponsor. DM me. DM me. All right, Pint. Pint said don't call. All right, cool. Your birthday this Saturday, Just Joy? Oh, man. I texted somebody the other day, and then I thought about it. Right after I texted him, I said, wait a minute, this might cost some money. I unsent it immediately. And then that's when they text you. What did you send? Nothing. Nothing. I ain't said nothing. Yo. I unsent the text message the other day. I promise to God I unsent a text message the other day. What did you send? I ain't even respond. I'm not talking about Andrew Gilliam arrest. What is the Andrew Gilliam arrest? I ain't heard about it. What is that? I fat fingered it. Let me tell you why. I'll show you. I'm going to show you right now. Show you what the game is right now.
New drama is unfolding for the University of Michigan. The ex-staffer whose relationship with former football coach Jerome Moore, which led to an investigation, is now suing the university. Let's get out to our Jordan Burroughs, who's live at the university's Dearborn campus. Jordan, what can you tell us about this lawsuit?
Well, first and foremost, we know that this is about getting access to open files, open records, making sure that what's inside this investigation and what's inside what they were discovering is open to the public. We're talking about Paige Shiver here. She was the victim in Sharon Moore's wrongdoings and filed the lawsuit. Her and her team filed this lawsuit yesterday in court in Washtenaw County. According to her law team, they said that the reason that Shiver went ahead and filed this lawsuit was that because U of M arbitrarily and capriciously violated the Michigan Freedom of Information Act by repeatedly denying her requests. Shiver and her legal team are seeking a court order requiring the university to disclose those records. The lawsuit also alleges that throughout Shiver's 4-year employment with U of M, she was discriminated against and subjected to a hostile work environment on the basis of her sex. According to the lawsuit, that's a violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Michigan law, including...
This chick is literally citing the Civil Rights Act. She said it's a violation of the Civil Rights Act of 1960. Boy! Oh, hold on, Judge. They didn't tell us that you was putting on a whole head full of marker. Judge, what you doing, Judge? Judge. What is going on with Judge? I didn't even mean to stop it at this part, to be honest with you. And y'all know how we do on the Millionaire Morning Show. Just give me a second. Judge, what you doing with that head? Judge, come on. Ain't nobody even gonna trip if you ain't got no hair. Who did that? Did your wife let you out there like this, Judge? Why is Judge walking around like this? Come on, man. You make too much money and you got too much clout. You don't even got to do all of that no more. What in the Jesus? I can't even focus on the fact that this chick is citing the civil violation of the Civil Rights Act. What in the Jesus is going on right here, Judge? I don't know if he should still keep his judgeship, because if you don't have good judgment and you coming out here in public knowing that you about to preside over this case and you got that head full of marker on, come on, big dog. Come on, bro. I understand a touch up around the colics. Yo, we going to do the colics, make sure you good or whatever to make it crisp. You can't put the whole head on. You can't do a whole head full of spray, big dog. Good God. That is insane. and then had the nerve to rub it off around the edges. His lineup is rubbed off. He is a good judge. He funny. But man, this judge is on some other stuff. He a good judge, but he had bad judgment on this one. Listen to what she's citing. Listen to what she's citing.
Close those records. The lawsuit also alleges that throughout Shriver's 4-year employment with U of M, she was discriminated against and subjected to a hostile work environment on the basis of her sex. According to the lawsuit, that's a violation of Title VII of the Civil Rights.
A hostile work environment on a violation of her sex.
It's Act of 1964 and the Michigan law, including Elliott Larson's of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Michigan law, including Elliott Larson's Civil Rights Act. The university spent more than $11 million investigating Shriver's relationship with Moore. There was tons of information that they were gathering, but so far nothing's been released to Shriver.
This chick, we knew, listen, every guy, this is, when I say it's expensive to get involved with certain women, I'm not talking about taking her out to eat. I'm not talking about spending money on her. I'm not talking about all of this other stuff that we think is going to make. I'm talking about what it's going to cost you and the organization that you're a part of and all of this stuff. Bruh, a lot of times when we were having this debate and we was talking about this Page chick, what do we say? We said every guy that was watching this understood the assignment, and they said this woman was coming for the gold. She didn't do this interview because she was making sure that every woman feels seen and feel heard. No, that's not why she did the interview. You know what she did the interview? Because she was setting the stage of what she was about to do to the University of Michigan, and she was going to do the University of Michigan way worse than she did my man. Yep. When I say some women are too expensive to get involved with, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about spending no money on no date. I ain't talking about how much it's going to cost for no flight. I'm talking about the money that it's going to cost you in legal fees. And you know what they're going to tell you? Hey, man, let's just settle. Let's just settle. Let's just, because it could possibly cost you, but then at the same time, you may lose, and it's still going to cost you legal fees, and she's going to sue you for legal, and she's going to sue you for her lawyer fees. Whoever wins the lawsuit wins the legal fees too. Whoever wins the lawsuit wins the legal fees. And that's what I'm saying. When y'all get involved with these women, a lot of y'all like to keep a side piece here and there and all of this. You ain't got no paperwork. You ain't got no consent agreement. You mixing business with pleasure. Oh, man, but she a baddie. How much is it worth to you, bro? I mean, we joke, right? We joke on the Millionaire Morning Show. We talk stuff all the time. We act like, oh, man, yeah, this is what the hoes is doing and all of that. You know, I got my props. I got all of this different stuff that I talk about. But let me be clear. Let me be very, 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 very clear. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I look at certain people and I be like, that look like a nice financial headache. I don't look at them for the box. That's how I'm able to rein in the boxolitis. I don't look at women and say, any woman that'll never text me, they'll tell you, nah, Anton don't even, like any woman that'll never hit me up, that'll never tried to do whatever, hey man, listen, they will tell you 10 times out of 10, nah, Anton don't even get involved. Anton don't mess around. He don't miss a NDA. He don't do none of that stuff. You know why? Because I look at women and I don't say, ooh, she fine as hell. I look at her and say, ooh, that could be very expensive. That could be very expensive. Nope, not interested. But she fine though. Yeah, she all yours, big dog. You got it. That's me? Yep. That's all. That's you. That's you. All you. You want you a nice snow bunny? You got it. Because what comes along with that is a story time, is a false accusation, and it's going to cost you. It ain't no box, ain't no head, ain't no nothing that you can ever sit here and convince me of that is worth the price of admission when it comes to the possibility of giving, especially when you get some motion, especially when you get some money, especially when you become a public figure. Man, they can't wait. They can't wait. They can't wait to tie you down and tie you up with some stuff that don't make sense. They have higher expectations for you than a little dusty dude that they dealing with. It's a little dusty dude that they talking to right there on the side every day. And then they get around you, and all of a sudden they taste turn into caviar. And great. Have you seen the Grey Poupon? Have you seen the Grey Poupon? No. I don't have no Grey Poupon. I got mustard, and it comes straight from Aldi. That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Yes. When you decide to get an exotic car, when you decide to get that Lamborghini, you got to take in a cost. The cost is going to be more than the purchase of the car. Maintenance is expensive. The repairs is expensive. The insurance is out of control. Do you really want that car? Is it worth it when you drive down the street and be like, oh my God, is it worth it? Because if it's worth it, then make the purchase. But if it's not worth it, go and get you a nice car, ride in it, enjoy it, and be slow motion. I knew this lawsuit was coming a mile away. I knew this Stevie Wonder could see this lawsuit coming a mile away. A mile away. 200 miles away. I wish I was his homeboy. If I was his homeboy, I'd be like, hey man, you don't want to mess with that, bro. That ain't even good. That's not a good look, man. Friends don't let friends crash out. And so a lot of the times y'all even be getting mad at me because I'll be going off on Quentin and stuff like that. Shout out to my dog Slimmy. I see you inside of the chat. That's my dog. You know what Slimmy's line is for me? You know what Slimmy? You know how do you know that you have a great friend? How do you know that you got a great friend? I'm about to give you all the game. Slimmy says something every day. And I'm able to be so stupid as long as I got Slimmy around me. You know why? Because the first thing that Slimmy is going to do is he going to laugh. He going to say, hey man, we got to protect AD against itself. That's how I know I got real friends. Because I'll be out here crazy. And Slimmy be like, hey man, we got to protect AD against itself. Hey, get this together, get that together. People in the chat, your car, Fi Brown. I'll be like, hey man, it's cool, man. Let's just be out here. Let's just let it hang. Let's just do what we got to do. Fob, you're like, hey, don't let AD over there, please. Please leave that. Don't let AD over there. That's how you know you got great friends. Because friends don't let friends crash out and make bad decisions for themselves. They save you from themselves. That's the first thing that Slimmy do. Hey, man, hold on. Hey, protect AD from himself. All the time. All the time. All the time. If you don't got no friends that's saving you from yourself, they don't like you, man. They don't rock with you. They don't rock with you at all. In my 44 years on this earth, I ain't never, ever, I got the best track record of anybody that's out here. I ain't never, ever in not one situation. I ain't talking about no little fake rumors. I ain't talking about none of that. You ain't never had anybody accuse me of doing something that I didn't do. Really, all of that come from the gas. These gossip girls, these gossip guy girls, the Maddies. The Maddies are the ones that do all of that extra. I ain't never had a situation that didn't end amicably. None of that stuff. It's the Maddies. They create the narrative. But when it comes to real life, I just want to be friends. I just want to be cool. I want the best for you. I want to make sure that you're taken care of. I don't want no problems. I don't want no problems at all. I love you. I love you. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. With that being said, I got a mid-level exception and a veterans minimum available. If anybody want to actually hit me up, I got the mid-level exception and the veterans minimum. I only got a veterans minimum. I don't have it. People sending me pictures of them looking all great, looking all good. If you want to be a part of the team, give me a call. DM me. I meant to interview Anton. Thank you. Golf. What up, Golf? F it. I just joined the team. Hashtag. Shout out to the Chasers. Yes, we are, Osriel. We are live streaming tonight. Yes, we are, Osriel. We are live streaming tonight. Kev King says, sound like a max contract to me. Oh, man, y'all are some wild boys. Shout out to Golf, man. Congratulations. You're a winner. We live streaming this weekend, too. Adonis says, do you have a course? No, I don't sell courses. No courses, big dog. I ain't never sold a course in my life. Do you have a course or mentorship where you can give someone advice on growing a YouTube channel? Yeah, join the Patreon. We talk about content all the time. Come into the Patreon. Come kick it out. Come kick it with you. Come kick it. We talk about content in the Patreon. AR is back, says, I know you were from where? Elementary school? Man, I don't know you, man. Millions26 says, I may need a coaching call for this, but if you had your first 100K cash saved from your business, how would you invest it? Listen, the answer is going to be the same 100% of the time. Whether it's $10 or whether it's $10,000 or whether it's $100,000 or whether it's $1 million, get a brokerage account until you determine that another investment is better for you, and then the money will be growing in the meantime. Get a brokerage account. Not a savings account, not a CD, not any of that type of stuff. Get you a brokerage account, big dog, and then invest it either in a mutual fund or an ETF or follow the S&P 500 until you learn more about what we talking about inside of the Patreon. Shout out to my dog, QD Executive Suite. Emily says, chains is cool to cop, but more important is lawyer fees. I might have to go see Jay. I'm a mess in the chat today. Please excuse me. Let me refocus. Mr. Tigger. Mr. Tigger. Mr. Tigger. Mr. Tigger. Mr. Tigger. Mr. Tigger. Yeah, we in here. We in there like swimwear. All right, y'all. Let me stop messing around and act like I got some sense instead of just entertaining y'all and throwing y'all out here in these streets. Listen, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to see y'all tonight. I'm about to take an hour nap. And then I'm about to grind until tonight. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.